with their starting 5.
The question, it's kind of just watching for form here. As we heard m0NESY talk about it, the question is, he knows that NAVI are going to have a feeling and that they're the ones coming off of a trophy. They proved themselves yesterday despite the pistols versus Bait. So it's already a decent start. And now, you know, are Falcons going to be a little bit rattled by the fact that Kioske is just coming in right now? What's the deal? But it's pretty interesting because we had the comments from Blade talking about how, you know, Falcons were scary, but because they aren't delivering those actual tournament victories, that sort of rubbed the veneer off a little bit of, you know, all the star player potential that they've got. But we know how it can be for Falcons early on in an event, like almost no questions.
Well, here's TeSeS and Kioske inside the B site, met by flashbangs. Made awkward for a second, but only a second. Clean. Okay, just like that. Woo! Welcome back, buddy. Falcons take the pistol off Kioske's quad.
Yeah, fresh off the plane, baby.
You know, and the worst part is I had this thought to myself earlier today when we found out that maybe he was going to make it in time to play. I was thinking, like, man, if it's really going to be one of those moments where he's rushed to the studio, has to jump into the server, maybe it'd be better to just play with Nucleons, who's already been here for a few days. Let Kioske relax after the... No. Throw all that out the window. He doesn't need any on-ramping time. It's a quad kill in the pistol.
Yeah, already a highlight. That's mad. That's beautiful out of Kioske. And it's exactly in his style as well. From that position, I think, you know, we've seen him put up really good moments. Okay, he's going to get spotted now. He's dead from balcony.
Kind of missed that small timing that he could have maybe pounced on the bomb site with.
So, I mean, you see that moment, and again, another part of Blade's interview, it was just about himself and his team and how they're going to use this tournament to see if the individual level can really sustain versus everyone at the top.
Yep.
They didn't have to go through Vitality to take Pro League, and that was a question. But obviously he said it with a smile on his face because he was probably quietly impressed by how everyone did, even individually, not just as a team.
Slain top middle. And again, you can only beat the teams that are put in front of you, and that's exactly what NAVI did to their trophy lift path. But two of the favorites going into that playoffs were eliminated by other teams.
Yeah.
You know, it's NAVI who seized the opportunity. Can't deny them that. And just the form that I think Makaze and Wonderful were able to bring to the table, like, there was a lot to still praise about that. But yes, this is now where you hope you can just, A, find consistency, which is something we talk about with NAVI all the time. And then B, really put that consistency to the test versus what are supposed to be the top dogs.
And you know, NAVI are in that tier of team where sometimes they lose an honest game of CS, but they're not the team to choke. They're the team to make others choke. And that's one of their strengths for sure. I mean, the strategic depth, obviously, every game speaks for itself. It demands, you know, fewer mistakes out of you if you're coming up against them. And Falcons, obviously, it's like the screenshot meme that once a game, it feels like in important moments, there's always like one retake or one clutch they let come through. Those are the kinds of things that actually help NAVI take wins when they don't seem to have the talent of some of the teams that they're playing against, allegedly.
Nico flies out through connector to try to get into the engagement, and it's m0NESY with the double kill down there at the bottom of Con instead. So slain on the attempt to get into that A site. Falcon's going to be happy with this start.
Yeah, that's a real beautiful repress into mid. All three choke points covered.
You think there's a world today where Falcons just hit the ground running and stomp this series?
I mean, it's always possible. Like, it's always possible for this team. And again, we have to contextualize it by like the stage of the event, right? We're not yet at the crowd. I mean, this is officially where they play their strongest game, and where you have the fewest questions about them. So I think it's possible. I don't really wouldn't expect it, you know, with NAVI, because you're right. I mean, they play Pro League and it's an Aurora Grand Finals. It's an Aurora playing well, but it's not like one of the top 4 teams in the world or something like that, like that are consistent tournament threats.
It's another team that's notorious for struggling at that point.
Yeah.
You know, and in those games, like we like to say, like that's when NAVI deliver. So to me, had him picked to win that grand finals.
I think Navi actually like the prospect that they play against a team when the pressure's higher that's better than like Furia at Budapest, where you wouldn't have expected them to take that match. Furia were probably favorites to get the finals at that point at the event.
Round 4 goes down to the last 45 seconds. We've got a bit of a hook here in the apartments for Navi. While connectors smoke, there's that looming threat of the catwalk pinch to come through to the same 2 defenders that were here to stop it in the pistol. Instead, TeSS takes the cat angle from the base of Fan, pops up for a second. He's done his job. Kyosuke looking to handle business, but no need really, as TeSS gets himself a triple. And sure, Makaze finds m0NESY, and on top of that, the Kicksand frag. Trying to fight his way out of it, but denied. It's 2 deaths on the Falcons squad as they'll secure the 4-0 start.
Another thing that was brought, what was the stat actually? It was TeSS's performance before and after Kyosuke joined the team and how it's dropped off. I think it can be obviously that TeSS not playing as well, that can happen to someone's form, but it can also be the fact that there was a space vacuum, and if you bring in someone this good who's taken up so many more roles and getting more space and more opportunities to frag like Kyosuke and delivering on them, that someone's going to suffer because of that. It's gonna be a natural dip. I'm very partial to what TeSS has done for Falcons in some of their trying moments. I feel like he, had every excuse to be like, I'm a support player, but I think he saved the day a couple of times. But for now, ball's in the court of Navi because we've got 3 players with no kills on round 5.
Just gotta get battered in the start of this map.
Yeah, the Falcons just making it look way too easy. The setup is very strong towards A, especially the later this gets with vision on ramp. Timing is everything on who peeks first.
Ooh, but that helps. Yeah, gonna jump on Kicksand while using utility. m0NESY.
Ooh, missed that.
Missed opportunity at the double kill there, and you really needed it once the other 2 went down empty-handed. I mean, Nico just gets slammed by that Palace exit. And once you've got one part of the support offline, that push into Kicksand made all the more easy. Makaze doesn't need vision to deal with Kyosuke. And so nice pop by Navi. Like you said, ball was in their court. They were given a respectable amount of space. And sure, getting spotted at bottom of ramp could have caused problems. But when you come slicing out the Palace like that, no issue for Navi here in round 5. So it takes them a second, but on the board, 5 rounds into the game with a big tip of the hat to this Makaze triple kill.
Oftentimes, players on Navi, their form's up and down, and they all can kind of be stars in different maps. But Makaze is definitely just improving and being more consistent. And moments like this, you do see is not even riding off the back of his teammates. So he's the spear. He's the reason that they take this site over. And that was versus a strong setup again. That's a little awkward for Nico because it's the vision on ramp that causes Makaze to look forward into it. Right. Kind of ignores anything going on the site.
It's a good flash. Just a better blind spray down out of Makaze.
A lot of deliberation on both sides. The Falcons timeout immediately after losing their first round so far. Not a moment where you want to get,
I love timeouts with this head-to-head, though. This is when we get that, like, Zonic versus Blade conversation coming through in a game.
Yeah, it's like no matter where you stand on, we got Blade who has majors in both games and Zonic who has so many. But, no argument. Like, these are 2 of the best.
And the first time that these teams have met in 2026. Another early setup here for Navi. They'll find no contest on the ramp exit, and Kyosuke goes down empty-handed. Nice frag grenade from Kicksand. I mean, perfectly placed. Just to finish off an important piece of Navi in Makaze. So who's going to pick up the slack? It's going to be Aleksib and Ime coming together again, combining for damage onto Ticket and taking over a bomb site, with the bomb now on default to Plants. Do Falcons want a piece of this retake, or do they call it quits? SS still taking a look. But
man, they're actually walking away, yeah.
Oh, hang on, does that change things?
It's a little early, but Nico's already made a decision, it looks like. But yeah, there's another chance. Honestly, there's
still time.
Man, they really could have grouped up in CT, man. But, I mean, well, Blade will be happy. They're not even trying it.
You say that, but look, planted default, ramp hold here for Wonderful. Yeah. Aleksi's the only one on the bomb site. Imagine a world where those 2 kills come in and you have 2 guys CT with bomb not even for the guys that are left.
I'm with you. I think that was that was a debatable decision. And they didn't know the kill was going to come out from Monacy, but
of course,
was still maybe an extra second to change their mind.
Let alone the second one.
You know, they could be the ones causing someone else to have a screenshot if they capitalize on an opportunity like that. I don't know. You can't really put a number on how valuable some of these entries are, especially when it's going to be Kioske and Mikaze.
So while we quietly sit here waiting for Bit and Wonderful to get their first kills of the map, we watch NAVI rack up a second round win. And to top middle they'll go, just cheesing the side of that smoke grenade. Yeah, that's going to catch defenders off guard. TSS with the trade. Remember, still a defender in Nico down towards underpass. You'd think that could catch Aleksib B off guard in a moment.
Don't peek out underpass. This is dangerous.
Back turn to Aleksib. That's going to activate Nico's. Got to get the trade. He will. Monacy found his inside of the A site. Man advantage Falcons momentarily. Bomb on Mikaze, though.
Yeah, they throw the missile smoke, but with, the bomb in this position, it's got to come back. Whoa. He's going for the front of triple there.
Utility dunked on Mikaze. Nice utility coming out of the Falcons. We've got Bit in a clutch. No kill still throughout Mirage as Monacy finds that tight angle, and Falcons the 5-2 lead.
At the end of the day, volume of kills is just such a problem. Like, if you're on T side, your economy can be okay even if you don't have a lot of frags and stuff like that. But the CT economy on the other side just grows, and the advantages grow as well when everyone can have a kit, when everyone can have a incendiary, when they can buy all these expensive guns. That's when just getting kills, win or lose, actually has a huge impact. NAVI aren't getting any of that. See that NAVI want mid. They've been responded to before with a late mid re-aggression from the CT side, but in this position, it's just going to be Monacy and jungle. Squeezing on another part of the map makes sense. Oh, and a call out here. It's a perfect HE grenade. Been some good utility from Falcon so far. Suspiciously quiet map right now.
Yet they inch closer to this A site. Nico coming over in time as well. Pretty bolstered ticket hold at 35 seconds.
Standing here, I feel like Monacy's still in danger, but he falls back.
Hits the shot. Just doesn't kill Wonderful. And yet
they're low on utility to go for a full retake. They've lost control of the site, but they have the flank.
Got this fast one from TSS. He starts to have to walk this one out. Kicksan hoping to get lucky with the wallbang bomb. Finally crossing here, and Nico catches Mikaze. TSS is able to activate that flank. That compromises the bomb plant, and so now Emez forced to do it all. NAVI, not quite the gas you were looking for to get in there. Just so much kind of lack of oomph in terms of finishing off what you had to, I say finishing off, really just to get it started.
I mean, it's weird because they do get the whole site. With load time, that could be okay, but it's the earlier move from Falcons where they decided to push B, let NAVI have mid that both killed the clock and gave them an out on a retake instead of having to defend the site before the bomb actually got planted. So just another great round from Falcons, to be honest, and Navi are used to being under time pressure, but right now they're not converting in those situations. That's nice. Nice timing.
E-Man hoping he can catch this.
Yeah, now he's going to peek. There. Oh, no kill, though.
And Kyosuke's got you covered. Him and Tessas have tethered really nicely so far throughout these B defenses. They've had the advantage over Pistols a couple of times, but alas, never really causing panic inside of B. Navi not being allowed to do so. Then you've got Monacy causing problems over here towards the ticket booth. So solid defense on both sides of the map. Maybe that's why they try to take their hand towards middle. That's where Nico's going to shut down your pistol antics. But they'll go ahead, rinse and repeat, and throw another player into the boost. See if Nico catches that one. All while Catwalk's held, B apps held. Flash was good, but Nico still collects the kill. And Aleksib last man up. Meant to be swept under the rug momentarily. Rock solid round for the Falcons if they can keep all 5 players up, build that cash, and really gun for double digits here on the CT side. But Aleksib better make sure he dies. Yeah, they'll put that pressure on. 7-2 for the Falcons. No contest here with the lesser weapons from Navi.
Yeah, you know, they're not being scared. They're not being overtly aggressive, but they're just approaching it exactly how they should. The whole CT side so far from Falcons is both a win individually and also, I feel like, a game plan victory. And this might be a moment where Blade goes, okay, you know, I can try to talk us through this, but at the end of the day, 2 of our really important players are just not delivering any trades whatsoever. I mean, Makaze, nice job. You're getting these huge entries, and that's why we have 2 rounds, but that's pretty much where the praise stops. Falcons do not have that problem.
Oh, that was a good one. Ooh, that was a good one.
Yeah, good contact. Right up the grooves.
This is the worst start to a map in a CS2 big event for both Wonderful and Bit.
Oh,
well,
okay.
That's, well timed, I guess.
That's kind of nuts. I mean, the 0-7 and 0-8.
Misery loves company.
Yeah. That's where your coach calls attack pause, but also kind of rolls their eyes like, I mean, what more do you want from me?
Hey, listen, guys, I can give you a great idea, but are you just going to waste it?
Yeah.
Well, the half and the map aren't over, but tick-tock. Bit and Wonderful.
And again, like, I like Falcons not doing too much, but still keeping vision certain places, still staying fluid. And, you know, as the half goes on, it should be Navi to get more desperate and to try to just look for a gimmick opportunity or something to generate an opening, you know, unresponded to opening kill, something like that.
Yeah, if the game hasn't really called for any sort of evolution, why overcomplicate it if you're the Falcons? Everything seems to be working. So don't go above and beyond just yet.
Yeah, B is a bit weaker, at least. Kyosuke's, though, by the window.
Coming over.
They aren't setting up that smoke. Nico's in a great spot to punish this catwalk up.
There's been times where there's nobody here, but this time around, Nico does press his luck. Maybe a bit too far. Although Kyosuke's been this consistency in, again, holding back the Apps players. Tessa's going to track the jump, and Kyosuke once more gets his double kill. E-Man lines them up, and that could have been his moment, but instead rotating in at the right time into the right position, and Nico really just taking off a little bit of pressure by confirming there's somebody coming up cat, but cutting off the first one. Once again, Falcons getting everything they need to hold off what's seemingly another easy round.
And you brought up just the natural, I think, cohesion between Kyosuke and Tessas in the B site. That's here. I mean, this round's also brought to you by Nico finding this. I'm just not really liking how quiet the positions are before the execs come in. It feels like Falcons are putting themselves in great spots to get info, but there's nothing to scare them away from that at all. Nice response here, and an opening. Fortunately, around where Ima's the only one with an AK. still, they're going to try to make something of it.
m0NESY wants some action, and it's
Risky
pretty
for
close
him,
there
though.
for the taking.
Very risky for him. And yeah, Wonderful is walking up on the right side. Nade lands.
Interestingly, though, you've got Emet up in the window already with that AK. 50 health. Certainly not ideal.
Yeah.
Oh, but good time on the swing, and
only
he's
AK.
out of there.
He's going off. Up to 7 kills himself.
And a Kyosuke kill. I mean, suddenly you know that's at least one of the B defenders dead, and TeSeS was rotating over alongside Kyosuke. This is a good call from NAVI. Try to hit that B bomb site as you predict it to be, softened up, and you'll find that you're correct.
This felt like a full buy, but it really wasn't. And just like that, it's going to be a save. I mean, 3 players, they don't even know how many other guns they are. All they know is a rifle's killed 2 of their players.
That's off the tac pause, right? Am I crazy?
I want to say yeah.
You want to say yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I can just really give Emma a lot of credit. Oh, wait a second. What in the world is happening? It is a little bit late for this.
Trying to be cost effective. I mean,
You can kill some people.
they've got extra money. It's last round anyways, up next.
Oh.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay,
All
kicks
right,
in.
now just go
Well, he's dead to the bomb.
save that AK. No? All right.
And you've almost swept everybody under the rug. Wonderful, the only one to get away.
It's interesting, though,
good.
because we go into the next round. Navi aren't worried about the last round of the half. Navi aren't worried about money. Doesn't really matter for them.
You know, usually sometimes you can see somebody saving for stats. I feel like that was hunting players for stats. No matter what happens here, everybody's got money for the last round anyways.
Yeah.
This one's for the spectators, Mohan.
Yeah, I mean,
it's for the Counter-Strike.
Slight misread on the situation. Maybe thought that this would really affect the buy for sure, but no, Wonderful's got us off. Everyone's got nades.
That was just for our enjoyment. Nah, first time we get this underpass push out of Falcon CT side, and it comes in round 12 of the half. Luckily for Navi, Makaze is there to trade back, so you lose the control for Falcons, but you do sit 4v4 with a key piece in Makaze down on 18 HP. TeSeS is going to clean that up with ease, and we've got Falcons with a strong spot to try to finish off the half. Let that last round win be nothing more than a one-off.
They missed that smoke.
Can't remember the last time I saw a missed palace smoke.
It's a bit awkward, but I don't know if it will matter. Maybe.
Bit's thinking, well, okay, why not? Let me take a look. Now standing directly above his opposition.
Kixan surely, if he looks up, he doesn't see that. Oh my goodness.
Ooh, they're mirroring each
That
other.
is ridiculous.
Now he starts firing off. He's brought his additional teammate out towards Palace in a second. Bit still stuck in the corner now. Kixan stomping around. He's going to get burned out. And then Wonderful holding for the jungle place. Got this back in. 3 versus 4 coming together. As Aleksib starts to lurk up through connector, Nico makes another audio
He can't go
cue.
back, though.
And as he backs up, Aleksib's got him. 3v4 and not a single additional death. Missed palace smoke is what allows Bit to just prance his way into a 4th T round win for Navi.
A full year as a esports player, especially Counter-Strike player. It is a lot of work, it is a lot of spending time with your team.
As a pro player, you need to sacrifice. It's not just going to tournament, having some fun, see a city, go around being a tourist.
It's pretty hard with all the travel and the boot camps and practice from home and all of that. But yeah, that's how it looks.
Travel days, it's always so tough. We are traveling like all together, like 5 players, coach, manager.
I mean, usually the year starts with a boot camp before the first tournaments.
In Navi, we are boot camping quite a lot. We tend to have a boot camp at the start of the season, at the end of the season, before the major. And sometimes we might even have a boot camp in the middle.
You have now grinded practice at home for 2 weeks with maybe 2 days off. Then you go into a tournament and you get met by extreme happy emotions or extreme sad emotions.
The best part of all of this is definitely a competition.
When you're making deep runs, especially if you're winning a tournament, you get the benefits of the hard work you put in. When you're losing constantly, even if you might go home a couple days earlier, you're thinking of what would have happened if we beat this team or win the tournament.
As a pro player, you need to fight to stay mentally strong. You have to fix mistakes, you have to adjust, you have to prepare for the next day. You go into the game and then you repeat.
This year was pretty hard for us, I would say, because we had a boot camp, tournament, just a few days off, then another tournament, then again just 3 or 4 days off.
Getting energy again is one of the most important things for me. I've done this for 25 years now. I have my family close, I have my wife close, and those are the people I see the most, but not a lot.
You're traveling a lot of countries, sometimes even back to back, without returning home. I'm used to it, I guess.
I think one of the most important things as a team is the team dynamic. We are 5 people on the server, and if one person is missing outside the game, automatically feels very less.
In NAVI, we try to have the balance and not spending time 24/7 with each other. But I'm close with Ima, for example. I'm close with Makaze. We might spend more time with each other. Overall, you're still gonna be in the practice room with all of your teammates for countless of hours a day.
When we, let's say, go out for a dinner or we go for a team walk, we always try to be together, like the whole team.
Everybody has to commit to the same amount, sacrifice the same things, and only then you can reach the trophies.
What makes the whole year worth it is the majors. I always have the best feeling of my life when my parents were watching me and my best friends were watching me. So I just think that's the peak of the tournament calendar.
Everyone is looking for winning, and this is what makes competition being real.
I'm here for one reason. I'm here to win everything I can, and the day I stop, I have time for everything else in my life.
Well, just one to keep you on your toes there. Navi, it wouldn't have been a Falcons half without a little bit of a mistake, right, Launders?
Yeah, a little one.
And, well, sometimes mistakes happen. 3 versus 4 victory to end out the half and give Navi just that little bit more hope that they can bank on a CT side within their map pick to truly win this opening map of the series. But we'll see what Kyosuke's got to say about it. Quad kill back on the CT pistol round.
Yeah, we look at the scores, and it is, I mean, 3 kills here between Wonderful and Bit, and they got 4 rounds out of it. Obviously, Makaze getting 2 rounds kind of by himself. Ima getting around with that AK. And that's where they get you. The 3v4 little mistake from Falcons, and that's where Navi can really shine.
Surely a mistake like that would never cost them the map win.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's never happened.
Right, guys? Right? Kyosuke's got his first. Costs him Nico. Ooh, good gush on Ima. That pressure is going to deal with him. Oh,
nice
but
shots.
Makaze comes off catwalk with the double kill.
This guy's still going.
It does still open the door for the bomb plant, dealing with Ima top con. So in that regard, the plan's gone well for Falcons.
Man,
it's just a matter of closing. And Tessus tries to take that fight into the CT spawn.
He's 12-3, by the way. Quietly had an amazing half.
Trying to pressure Connector now. That's going to alleviate a lot of pressure for Falcons. Tessus can play tucked in behind the stack and still trying to find his impact here. It's low health on Wonderful, but Aleksib could still be a problem. No kit on these players. 10-second defuse needed. Kixan's big wrap around through CT spawn. Falcons take CT spawn one way or another.
Yeah.
That's that wrap back around. And so Falcons taking another pistol in this map.
Yeah, that first half is like a good example. I mean, we're seeing Kyosuke get like really great kills, and they were flashy. But Tessus was really just consistently putting up in the B site alongside of him, even stealing some of the thunder, to be honest. But here's a great mid-round to secure another pistol. And Navi are struggling on pistols. They didn't win, I think, a single pistol versus Bait. And they still pulled the series out, but you know, you might be able to get away with that versus Bait. Going to be a bit harder versus Falcons.
I mean, Makaze even said it in the pregame interview. It's one of the
if we win a pistol, it'll be good. And that gap is kind of 2 pistols big, essentially. Depending on how the conversion goes, of course.
I was going to say, no struggles with that last half.
And they are looking to go head-on against the mid-control. Timing's going to be huge. No nade to blow up in the window smoke. Oh, he's just jumping out.
Why not? Oh, Aleksib makes a move. Unfortunately for him and the rest of Navi, there's a lot of bodies there for Falcons. If you catch one little straggler I love the ballsy jump. But you end up jumping down into the pack of Falcons.
It's a nice trigger move. Sometimes it's a nade, sometimes it's a 3-2-1 or whatever, but, you know.
Sometimes it's just Aleksib.
He throw a body at the problem.
I was going to say, he loves throwing grenades, and he makes himself one. Cannonballs the underpass. You got to love a man who has no issues with commitment.
Yeah. So it's another good start with money made here for the Falcons. And I mean, like, let's be real. If this game doesn't get any better for NAVI, like, we're going to say they were pretty fortunate to get any rounds. I mean, it was almost only individual effort that got them there. A mistake from the Falcons in a team round, quote unquote, and that's about it. It wasn't ecos. It was one AK buy and a few good entries.
Oh, he's being a real nuisance about this.
Excellent job of navigating this. This is massive damage for a round like this.
Dodged everything. Well, okay. Maybe not everything.
Just about.
Made him work for it.
Oh, yeah. And that matters because those are the kind of the kills they were missing in the first half.
Look at him go. Man like Aleksib flies out of the window unannounced. Then again, it's this whole pack that was ready to still just snowball through connector. And another easy round queued up here for the Falcons. As it's a couple of deagles sprinkled in for NAVI. Well, I say a couple. It's actually all 5. They'll blanket this A site with smoke. Falcons, flashbang's very good. That just neutralizes wonderful. He has nothing to say about this round as he's full white and just praying they don't see him.
Yeah, just a dead simple A exec. No one pushing over this jungle smoke except for TeSS. Nice pop up.
Wall, perfectly done here. Falcons not making mistakes here in round 15 whatsoever. And that's going to be the 11-4 score secured. Oh, quick, easy day in the office.
I mean, yeah, just, round of applause here. Falcons, job's nearly finished already. Just one more good rifle, and obviously closing can be a problem, especially versus a team like NAVI, but we have to also just be like, show us the reasons to believe, right? And we haven't really got those yet.
Scary too, because we're just going to be looking at Bit and Wonderful under a microscope going into the next map. Like, are you ready to wake up?
Yeah.
Wonderful's up at 5 kills. Majority of those kills are just that one round he's getting hunted down for exits. So
yeah, can't
really give him too much credit for that. It's been a very flat half for a couple of the NAVI pieces.
And it sucks when you're coaching and, your timeouts are like on your very few chances or your very few rifle opportunities that you get.
Better get this game going or else Blade's going to pick up that mouse for you.
Wouldn't want that. And he's the guy who went from player to coach like perfectly.
Yes.
It was just his skills were, apparent in the server as like a mind for the game.
Yeah.
But that translates perfectly to him as a coach. And yeah.
We had that graphic in the coach head-to-head before the match. Was it 7, 8 years now? 7 or 8 years that Blade has been coaching. Again, hasn't always had the most amazing pieces to work with, but he just gets so much value out of whoever he does get to work with.
Yeah, Mally brought it up, the mileage, I think it's such a good way to put it.
So an 11-4, guns in the hands of NAVI could make a hell of a difference. Wonderful goes ahead and opens up with the Palace kill. The only player to take a sniff towards that side of the map was TeSS. He'll be sidelined for now. So we can't count NAVI off, but they've certainly made this as hard as possible. 4-round T-side, losing both pistols, no force buy success. Here's your gun round to try to change things. And m0NESY's going to put a bit of pressure on by trading Ima out through mid-window. Duel queued up here for Kyosuke. Makaze holds it, though,
excellent.
on his own with the multi-frag. And with it, a lifeline for NAVI to try to extend play on Mirage.
I mean, Mikaze, like everybody else, has died a lot in this map, but he's also got so many good kills. But it's huge, I think, for off the tack pause that Wonderful is set up for an easy op pick. That's how the round begins, and then immediately Falcons feel pressure to make something happen. This will be the resting place here for Nico as time runs out. And round with 4 alive, it's probably the best round just of the game so far for NAVI. It's not one off of a gimmick or any one individual play, just a really good setup overall and a tactic just to get a pick off. Like in the entire first half, they didn't even really just get a kill and then pause in a 5v4 and like play their advantages. They never really had that chance. So that's a nice change of pace. He's like, right in the middle of my mega carry. How are you going to do this to me?
Just give myself a concussion real quick. Sure, because he would just love to get this first map over with. You know, don't let any sort of comeback come into this. Don't let any individual level have an uptick. Try to keep Bit on ice for as long as you can.
Yeah, like when m0NESY says they have a feeling, it's the feeling they know they can win. They know they can close out an entire playoff run. And it's going to be Falcons' job to make sure that they don't access that feeling, that they never let them remind themselves of it. They want to tell them, you didn't play us in the finals.
Scary here as Aleksib lets those first 2 players by.
Oh, yeah, you let them out the window, things get dangerous.
Mikaze is going to try to scramble to stop number 3 and 4, but now they've got bench. And Aleksib's dead, and Mikaze's only got his 1. Ima's on the scene, single frag from him as well. And we're going to call on Wonderful to do something spectacular.
Oh, he's taking a risk.
He's alone at the moment, but he's gotten to a position they're not considering. Hits the shot towards bench. There's the second 2. Nicely done from Wonderful. Nico's slowed down in the middle of all of this, confirms it with a headshot, waits for the opper. Where'd he go?
He's thinking about it.
Wonderful gets all 3 in a much-needed 2v3 situation. Him creeping out through that marketplace is the perfect play.
I mean, risks like that are just, you know, they're called for that situation. You're low on numbers. You just lost your B players. As you aptly pointed out, you know, when someone's crossing the window and you're Aleksib on get right, your job is to make sure that that's protected so that no one jumps out, and that's when things get out of hand. Bench control is one of the keys to victory for the T side trying to scale on the site. And Wonderful straight up saves the day. Bouncing back into this game now.
And you see a round like that from Bit as well. And then to hell with Mirage, move it to Inferno. At least you've kind of got that recent reminder. Just nice to see Wonderful make a move. You know, that's a decision that requires a bit of confidence. And confidence could be at a low with the way this game has gone so far. Damn. Really just took Nico's deagle like that?
It was a gift.
I mean, it's not because Kyosuke's got Kevlar.
Said, give me.
Or maybe it was.
Said, check the scoreboard.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Hook me up.
Or maybe Kyosuke gave it to Nico off of the spawn. I didn't see who was closer for the underpass play.
I promise you I'd take this round. Let's see it.
But he just took Nico's deagle away.
Damn, that's an iconic deagling player.
Going for the entry instead.
Okay.
To Wonderful's opposite go.
Another chance.
Little space. m0NESY starting to cross over towards Sandwich. Bit, yeah, there's a bit to feed on. Just easy couple MP9 frags really stops Falcons in their tracks. A little bit of confidence, a little bit of money made, and that gap between the teams cut into.
Yes. One foot in front of the other. And again, we look at the fact that it's, you know, it's really pistols and conversions that were nice for Falcons that represent most of the scoreline now. Much better looking NAVI here on CT side. Falcons go down to 1 timeout. Sonic gets involved. One more of those and Falcons start trembling a little bit. It's one thing about NAVI. No one ever expects them to come into a game, play fast, win every opening duel, win all the first rounds. Like, that's just not how they win. They like to do it slowly from behind when their back is against the wall. Oh, nice what shot. In the world? Wait, did he see?
He just popped it open.
Was it popped? Yeah, that's a crazy shot. I mean, he could, obviously, I mean, Monesi's not avoiding any damage by actually jumping, but it feels like it, jumping over the molly. Pretty sure you're still getting tagged the same amount.
Thought he jumped back into the cover just because he predicted, like he saw that smoke
and he even
was
tried to turn around and look down, you know, to hide his head.
Tried to do everything he could.
It's a big find for him. He's doing the Bernie, man. Where's Tuna?
Look like a Naruto run for me.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Some of us don't have brain rot, though. So. That's a tag.
Down to 20 as Wonderful's got a tough fall back. I thought with Palace pressure, maybe he'd get clipped, but he's got a little more cover to work with now. Smoke into ramp.
The odds are slipping here, 30 seconds or so. It's a very healthy-looking A side. You couldn't ask for better spots. Everything's being covered. Even Wonderful's got cover from CT.
Loud steps.
Oh.
Yep. That's going to put Ima on notice. It's also
going to
bring
they're
Kaze
saving
back from Cat.
Oh my goodness, that is awkward. Wow. I mean, with the health bars, no free kills, and just a little bit of doubt, and it is a 4-play. $0. That's 3 guys that can't buy any grenades next round. Oh my goodness. They're laughing?
I wouldn't be laughing.
I mean, whoever could tell jokes in that situation is a funny guy. But that is not one situation you want to have to save in. I mean, that's the only kill.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, look at this buy, man.
That's
I mean,
gross.
you're not really coming in with...
What a rare sight.
This is kind of crazy. You never see a
what is a full $0 left.
There goes the only piece of utility on the round for Falcons. You're going to have to gun your way out of this problem.
It's coming your way instead. Emet in with the opening kill. They're just going to try to swing out and catch him. He's still floating bottom middle, but he'll bring down a second. Makaze can't manage his multi-frag, but that's fine. Wonderful's got it under wraps. And you for sure feel the squeeze to do something then and there, because that was your one flashbang.
Oh,
all you could really do is try to take raw duels top mid, and now still you'll have no money.
It just screws up the money so badly to have to save in that situation, and then your odds of winning with just AKs. You would normally, even in a force down situation, you would sacrifice 2 of those rifles to get a MAC-10 and full utility on a couple players, because you're playing like top tier CS right now. Like, you're not just going to be able to win that easily versus a team like NAVI. It's a free victory for them. They catch a tempo off of this. Look at the buy.
Now they'll have some grenades. Trade-off, not one AK. Bit looking to play soldier. Support top stairs, not quite sure which way to look, but now with Palace smoked, Falcons, this is the last of their utility. Final volley and the commitment comes through. Bits lost his angles though, and Wonderful misses the op shot. 3 players on scene. Emez doing the heavy lifting so far.
Oh, what a shot.
Wonderful to the deagle, cleared out by the pistol. And Monesi now establishing man advantage. Going over to grab that bomb. It's an Aleksib clutch needed. Smoke, frag, kit, and an M4, but no teammates to play off of.
Ooh, that smoke goes down. They could actually lock this up. They came in with no rifles.
I like the pathing. Perfect.
It's open.
Just test the side of the smoke. It's a 91 health Monesi. He's got no helmet. M4 would execute, but Aleksib seems to have lost track of him now.
Did he hear a step?
Crossed over.
That's a great reposition.
Nicely done here. Monesi's going to have a back turn to him. Oh, and you'll find the headshot on Aleksib.
Whoa.
Falcons squeeze a 12th round win out of a round that they have no rifles.
Oh, and they avoid complete embarrassment here. They get a 12th, and they embarrass NAVI. They do that with no rifles, and it just goes to show what utility can do for you.
I mean, utility was the bane of Bit's existence. Trying to hide down underneath the palace. Molotov'd up, smoked off originally, just has no vision down there.
Squandering this comeback with a round like that. I mean, game's certainly not over. I know that Falcons feel they've just received a gift. It was just about to get real ugly for Falcons, so now they've got to seize the day.
We're just doing default, yeah?
Round 22, Buys looking a lot healthier here for both sides.
We'll say that one makes up for the 3 versus 4 Navi won on round 12. Damn. Missed incendiary behind top mid box. Navi facing 3 map points.
You heard the calm there from Nico. Just play a default there. Trying to play reactive and follow the information. Navi are doing just the same. No gimmicks here. No push. I don't know if Bit's going to take a peek into Palace, but... looks like they're just trying to see who makes the first move. I mean, we saw Falcons let it go down to time, and then, you know, 1 kill, and they ended up saving. Almost feel like letting them stew in it themselves could be a key to victory. I mean, time's just bleeding off the clock. All they've got is mid-control. It's the same move. Oh, but a shot's missed from Wonderful.
And that's going to open up Cat. You've got a little bit of a threat and connector. Monesi slams a bullet back through, kills Mikaze. But the numbers are here still with this 2-player lean out of Navi.
They're still not sure. 2 rotations over to B.
Ah, there it is. Monesi finds the headshot to Aleksib. Imez gone unnoticed, but he's got a 1v4 on his plate. And right now, Kyosuke just toying with him towards the murder hole. Imez hoping he can get this kill clean, but it's not going to happen. Falcons make sure that that mistake and a bit of a slow start into the second half don't cause too many problems. 5-round CT streak for Navi, sure, but a Mirage map win in the Falcons' back pocket.
Oh yeah, I would like to come in here and say how clean it was for Falcons, how nice it must have been to be able to take a win on Navi's pick, but it wasn't clean by any means to breathe. There was a...
yeah, the save and
oh yeah, I guess
a couple of weird things. But they survive it, like you said, because of the pistols.
That's true.
Because they had the padding on the map. I honestly, you could see that going a different way. But now that we're on to the Falcons map pick, if they had taken the break to work at all on their T sides, I think that's kind of the golden ticket for them, because of all the rounds they played in their recent games, it went 70% of their CT side rounds. I mean, it's pretty staggering. And what's also crazy is if you go look at Navi, they're way more even-handed on both sides and comfortable on the map, but they win even more on their T side than they do their CT side. So it's a real interesting sort of matchup here in that regard. Once upon a time, you'd look at map biases and one team would, both teams would always be good at the same side. And then you switch over and see maybe a comeback. But Falcons are going to look for a decent T side. They're going to look for a strong comeback if they need it. And they're going to look for pistols to make sure that that T side's a little bit easier.
Looking to take a sniff at this B bomb site with smoke, Molotov, and a couple of flashbangs included. No kit for the defenders if retake need be, but you do have Wonderful with those armored Berettas standing tall right here behind the oranges, and Aleksib shaves off Monesi first. Berettas go down empty-handed. It's Aleksib with a triple, Mikaze in with one, and they swarm.
Wow, crushed.
Mikaze able to put it to an end, but that is Aleksib with some CT pistol impact and a much-needed pistol round win here for Navi tonight.
With him queuing up the smoke, if that's a walk-in, and then he won't have time to throw that, so they throw just enough utility that he can get this out and get his USP out to go for the fight. They cross a little bit early to catch anybody on the site off guard, but he hits his first shot. Very nice round.
It just takes the edge off slightly for the start of this one, and no force buy coming through from the Falcons either. Should be a real chance for Navi to catch their breath. Bit towards pit as you'd expect him. And again, we just have him under a microscope because of the struggle of map 1. We'll see if any threats come his way, but for the time being, Falcons just waiting out these smoke grenades. Bottom banana about to expire. And that'll open up Nico's Deagle chance.
Creator of Bape.
They're worried about this A split with the apartment's presence, but there's nobody home for Falcons in the apps. It's 4 players with attention here towards Arch side. Good damage on Tesses and Kyosuke for Ime. He takes a dink in return, drop down to 50 health. Little redirection, though, coming out of the Falcons, trying to take over CT spawn, and Aleksib's here to deal with that. Money to be made with this SMG. Dropping bomb really takes the wind out of their sails. They're going to have to kill him and hope to be able to grab that. You'd think somebody else from the A site would be able to keep it under wraps, but they've really just let it go. Thomas isn't able to get the kill. Makaze from inside B will reveal himself, and it's a shooting gallery for him. But
yeah, it's time to get this plant.
Running for it just enough.
Yes,
in the cover as well. And he's got his hands on that MP9. They'll charge him down, though, sweep him under the rug. A bit of cash here for the Falcons, but it's still majority alive on Navi.
That's a small victory. I mean, actually pretty sizable, considering no investment here for Falcons. So bomb plant's huge. All the kills are very nice as well. And maybe a bit of banter between these two guys. Said, you like that burst fire, Aleksib?
This might be one of the last weeks we can really enjoy the MP9 Mohan with the magazine changes coming soon. One of the guns effectively nerfed pretty damn hard.
Less jumping, less spamming.
Sold. May the umps and MP7s reign supreme.
Maybe they were trying to save Inferno or something.
There's no saving this godforsaken map. Well, that's the problem, actually.
Yeah,
a lot of saving on this map. Oh, see ya.
Nade.
No one here to save Kyosuke. In a gun round, no less. That's a 5v4 off of utility. And Navi still afforded this 3-player A lane, just trying to throw out some interruptive flashbangs, but Tesses remains tucked in.
Yeah, they're not really fearful of an op on lane. They'll start to walk around through Arch. It's wide open. I mean, the CTs are bifurcated on their sites. I mean, this rotation's going to be a little slow. So even though it's only 4 players, CTs have to be careful with their lives here.
Gonna make a push happen. Nico, great headshot.
And the wrap starts to take place as well. Be careful.
And then m0NESY trying to pressure the short side, but bitten Ime with a kill apiece. There's a gun swap. And m0NESY also dropped down to half health. So this one loses steam pretty swiftly. Nico had a hell of a headshot in all of that, but nothing beyond it. Great hold for Navi. 3-round start, dispatching of the Falcons gun round, and buying themselves some time to build a buffer.
Taking advantage of their first pistol in a while. It's got to feel good. Inferno off to a great start. Looks like Blade's got some teammates he can trust. Aleksib's nades are always a guarantee.
Navi quietly building up a little bit of a win streak at the moment as well. Sitting on 5 matches at the moment. Bait, Aurora, Foot, Mongols, and 3D Max. Look real good if you could just add that Falcons name to the list.
Yeah, it really validates the rest of the results for sure.
No ifs, ands, or buts this time, with Falcons being at full force at the start of their second day of play here for BLAST Open.
Navi playing far back. If it's anyone else, I'm like, you guys are too far back. When it's Navi, I'm like, you know how to pull this off.
Bit dropping his utility. EMAP feeling a bit of a squeeze. There goes the Tech 9. And Nico's gonna find Bit.
Yeah.
Opper not given an angle because of the smoke towards Moto. So you just said it, you know, usually you'd trust nobody but Navi, and even they get swarmed by the sidearms this time. Two drive-by moments out of Falcons, and that bomb site is under their control. But Aleksib still looks to take a glance towards site. Nobody else pops up. They let Nico do the dueling. And so, 4 versus 2 advantage in the post plant. Nobody else going to take an attempt at it. Falcons first round by way of Tech 9 rush.
It's no map more important than Inferno to make sure that you have a way to either cheat over or rotate around on a quick flank or something like that. And you know, even if you keep 3 alive here and there's 2 rotating over from B, you just got to make sure you protect that jump through from default. Keep that crossfire as strong as possible. Like that was totally subverted, and it was versus a low buy, not the way that Navi wanted to let Falcons into this game. You play that far back, sometimes you just leave it up to chance.
Blade wants in before things get out of control.
I think maybe when you don't see the proactivity in the setups, and you know, Blade's not going to want to burn the timeouts on CT side, but you see a moment where it's like, okay, well, we were missing a couple ideas last round. They kind of went for a flat-out default. It was a little too vanilla. There was no active information, and then, well, they lost. So though things are still looking up here for Navi, it's definitely not too late for Falcons to do some damage on T side.
Because they like to peek cars, says Kixan. Let's see if that comes to fruition. We've got that wonderful op again out here on the field.
Yeah, they did do that face it round back on Mirage, so
yep,
it's in their blood for sure. Even though it's banned, they're not allowed to play. That's why they're doing it in matches.
Ooh. Great nade damage. Oh, Makaze and Aleksib get the kills.
I mean, the target selection just works out perfectly.
Utility be damned. Kyosuke and Nico denied any success towards that B site, and that's going to put Falcons back to the drawing board in an awkward early 3v5.
Yeah, so early is the thing. Just hoping for one or the other.
Damn, that really couldn't have felt any easier for Aleksib and Makaze, huh?
I think it was also just the angle on Sandbags. He didn't see any other target. I think they both could only see the one guy in front of him, and it just so happened to be
little crisscross.
Didn't overlap, yeah.
Yep. Well done, Navi, for that. We go 45 seconds, and Falcon's going to take a second attempt here towards Banana. Denied entirely.
Right.
No access allowed. Triple kill for Makaze. Quads right there for the taking. And this is all after eating those hard frag grenades. Falcons, wow, they softened them up, but they couldn't do much about it. A single casualty for Navi to have to stomach. Solid off of the tack pause from Blade to keep 4 players standing and to keep the pressure on this Falcons T side.
It's never fun to lose a round this early, but that's kind of what it felt like. And got to appreciate the nades. They kind of just went for like a scatter pattern, see how much damage they could do to anybody, and then assist on the entries, but both players had perfect angles for exactly when they were peaking.
It was really like a cluster bomb, eh? The way the 3 frag grenades went off.
Playing worms.
And it was worth its damage. Ooh, they're going to try it again. Catch Makaze playing with utility. There we go.
It's the same round, but better.
Uh-huh. That's kind of the 50-50 they'd hoped for last time. EMA on the recovery. with one. See if
it a
they
little
pop that
awkward.
open.
Yeah, all the CTs are in place, so it actually makes it very hard to cross safely.
Ime's going through. Flashbang pops. He'll find Kicksan. Done for. Monacy follows suit. Nico's got the answer, but it's a 2v2, and Nico down to 2 HP. Ooh, TeSS with this lurk will slowly get over towards this B side.
Bit kind of just has no idea what's happening, and I mean, neither of them do. So this split is taking place. This means that TeSS can cross up and go, around Wonderful, but he'll come and check it. Shots missed. Critical shot missed. And you have to give it to TeSS, like he's in a spot early that you wouldn't totally expect. But this does mean now, Bit, he's going to have to go above and beyond. Even though Nico's on 2 HP, he can hide wherever he wants.
Angle's held as well. And as he crosses, rock solid stuff from TeSS, swapping over to the op. They run back the same round, and this time they catch Makaze. It's not that same setup from the defense, right? Before previously with Aleksib and Makaze right there, just didn't feel as solid as the round prior.
It's unfortunate because Imma has such a fantastic round on the refrags. The flash in from CT got its 2K here. And probably feeling like the round's basically done. Oh, this puts Navi's money into an awkward position. Tasty opportunity for Falcons. Is Bit gonna get away with this? They're a little low on grenades. Still holding on to an dropping an HE on the floor.
Ooh. Decent counter utility there for Navi.
Oh, just the hat. You could just see the hat. That's it. Wow.
Monacy wins the head-to-head versus the other opper.
That was brutal, man.
I would like that replay box enlarged, please.
Yeah, make the game small, make the replay big.
Yeah, it's if we were to do a cinematic picture-in-picture, you'll see how much bigger the box is. I'd like both boxes that size. Thank you.
And we get the Makaze scope. Oh, it works.
Yeah. Just like that, huh? What more do you have in the tank, Makaze? Because your teammates over on A not having as good of a time. TeSS, a real problem as he comes through with another instant headshot, working with just 15 health. Problematic over towards A site for Navi to have to handle him. And so Falcons finding themselves a third round by way of Monacy over Wonderful head-to-head op duel.
That was it was just fantastic. I watched the pick happen like that. I mean, even him covering his own bases, jumping up, but then peeking up for the info and then taking the shot after.
Here it is. Never stood a chance. And what is that peak? Like imagine that from Aleksib's POV.
What was TeSS? Was he just bored?
I'm telling you, he's a wild man, that TeSS. 2 thumbs up, Rene.
Yeah, he handled it. Yeah, if they trudge through this T side again, I mean, they're just thinking about the second half, so Navi should be a little worried. So the buy comes up very interesting here.
On the brink of being broken.
Yeah, Wonderful with an op and a couple of nades. Imma, the 1 rifle.
Pistol round of the conversion, that's great and all, but losing control of the momentum they had at the start of the CT side are Navi right now. The lead hinges on this round for Navi with this solo op, solo M4 on Ime.
Feels like they've just taken the time to improve their Inferno, bring it into a pick, play it against Navi to improve their T side, maybe new looks at how they approach B. Trying to tune in more to their explosiveness.
Right.
Feels like is what we're seeing, and they really believe in it. Falls flat on his face 1 round. They do the same round the next time, and it's just perfect. So you can see the confidence here.
Yeah, respect for that, honestly.
Good site selection, it looks like, from Falcons. Lanes open, halls are open, no one in pit.
It's a nice size picture-in-picture. Sure wish we had that for the replays. Bits right here to try to stop it. USP is all he's got to work with, but it's a beautiful setup for Emet to spray down 2. That puts this round back into question. Opper counter picked by Wonderful, and that's got the bomb split up.
Yeah, Nico's low.
How does Nico join forces to get into this bomb site? How does he get beyond Wonderful? Well, a missed shot certainly helps. Now, short side's under pressure. Aleksib's Beretta's in hand, but Emet's come through with a 3rd kill, and now a Nico 20 HP clutch is never gonna happen. Emet, the hero of this one.
Hey, he wasn't the only one with a gun, but he was the only one with a rifle. It's just like back on Mirage. He understands the opportunity at hand.
Critical, too, because the lead hinged on this round's outcome. And Emet steps up with the perfectly timed mowdown, that little USP distraction on the arch peak.
Ooh, that's frustrating for them, eh? Because they go in right before the smoke blooms. They're thinking they're catching an early timing. They honestly did not need to come through a smoke in this position.
Right.
They had lane totally open, but they didn't know that there was a stack over on the other side of the map.
Did feel, though, that like Emet should have never gotten away with both. It's not like those players didn't have guns. It's not like they were emerging through the smoke. They had
totally
clear vision of the Emet fight.
For sure.
Just, you know, shoot him.
NAVI have firepower.
Undeniably so. Right now, it's Aleksib B at the top of the board. Still waiting for Bit, though, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's reading a lot of magazines in the waiting room. Early counter utility.
Ouch. They stave off the full reset, Navi.
Making it a fast day.
But it is still under threat that if they lose a round, money's in question. Emet not able to track that second, and the flying MAC-10 bests him. Nicely done, Bit.
There he is.
Better late than never. Sweeps 2 under the rug. Nico waits for the banana push. He's gonna find that flank, but he does lose more HP. Still the 2v2. Bit wants to keep this sectioned off as he stands on top of bomb.
This is a little hard here. I mean, they've got escorted to Cubby. They cleared out mid, so it's kind of a good spot. They can watch everything. The only timing that gets opened up is the big flank, but that's later on. Falcons have to pause to just make them think about it, obviously. But they're not going to really use that. I like Falcons staying active because it comes to a point where you can get the bomb, but going B kind of becomes out of the question.
Their timing
Not
right,
just
though.
there yet. Yeah.
Kyosuke
Nice.
too preoccupied with trying to help out Nico. They think maybe they're still closer to the bomb. Not the case. So good on Navi to make a move. And with it, Bit's got himself his 3rd kill in this round. 5th within the map. And so I'll shut up now.
Good to see that damage on a rifle. We were in the waiting room, you know.
Yep.
It's wonderful who got back into Mirage a little late, but eventually did.
It's that headshot on Tessas that's perfectly controlled. Felt like you needed a headshot to win the duel. Sends Falcons tail spinning into just pistols here for round 10. And so it's starting to become a real rock solid half numerically for Navi. 9-6 best case. What? 9-3 best case. Sorry, I was playing CSGO for a
Leak the
second.
script.
Whoa. God, 15 rounds just feels so long now to think about. 15 round halves?
Yeah.
Oh my, what were we doing?
With those MS paint smokes. Oh my god.
God, horrible.
Crazy to think that Inferno was worse.
Yeah. Gonna peek into this to interrupt Kyosuke. Little boiler challenge out through Monacy's got something rolling forward, but a little fallback frag grenade to just stun them for a second. We hit 45 seconds. That bomb wants to get out through the apartments on the back of Nico.
Yeah, Ima knows that he's a person of interest right now inside a pit. Oh, that's a massive find.
Here we go.
Look at this side of the map right now.
Here we go.
Wonderful's got to be worried about this peek out of Halls as well. Misses his shot. No good.
Short control totally there for the Falcons. Bomb is chucked over. Nico's into the little pit. Not allowed to cross over to the deeper corner.
Are they really testing him? Why?
Wonderful's happy to just get that free shot before the retake really has to come through. We're talking about kits across the board here still for NAVI. MP9 best case for the Falcons in this 3v3. Desert Eagle shots astray, and Modesty finds himself alone. So cleanup on the A site made easy here by NAVI. They try to toy with Wonderful. Yeah, okay, he missed one shot, but he's there to make sure Nico goes down and here to make sure that NAVI keep on winning.
Crazy, scary moment for Ima in the pit. You know, he takes a one shot. He just wants a little info, and that's enough for Tessus to nail this shot.
Rene.
All the utility. And this will be the round where it gets out of hand. Oh, there's a reload coming in soon. They want to take advantage of the fact that one of them is going to get out of this fight. Yeah, that's pretty perfect. Little mistake there for NAVI for sure.
Yes, sir. Nico doubles down on it, and it's not with any rotations nearby. A little too confident with that one, NAVI.
They really big time trusted their deep smoke on Banana and thought Nico wasn't in front of it. So I think Nico sensed the opportunity. And a reload is a timing. So it's a way back into the game for Falcons. I think kind of the way they want. Like, they've been going A, but they don't have that sorted out. We can see the sort of improvements or new things they've tried towards B that are working. But the Arch, it feels like Arch is a huge part of the game plan today, and that's where NAVI, I think, had some of their most stylish finishes, the spray downs from multiple players on their team.
Totally caught unprepared.
Just a big mistake. Just a big old whoopsie.
Not need him because he's playing in between of sandbags. We can do that. Yeah, we can. Let's do it. Don't do it.
What are NAVI are going to precipitate for the attack this round? I mean, again, like, they're thinking about, and you could hear the deliberation about, like, B and how potentially open that is. Last round of the half, so, you know, it's the one special moment where you don't have to worry about what happens next after this. If you're going to try the same thing again, there won't be any time to respond. Sometimes you want to go for a comfort call. What you know works best.
Aleksib presses in, and Kyosuke bests him. Then we've got Makaze at bat. And he can't manage to get a second, but Ema will catch them off guard with the numbers.
Uh-oh.
Missed chance at a frag. Now he's on the fallback, looking a bit frazzled. Will find Kixan at least, and dropping the bomb as Nico goes over top. The trade frags there. Final 2v2 of the half, but very separated right now are Tessus and Nico.
Man, that was some great movement out of Ema. Somehow navigated his way to a 2K. Keeps hope alive.
Nico awaits Tessus's arrival.
Xonic knows exactly how important this round is, this opportunity. But I mean, totally split up, like, they're forfeiting a plant.
Another.
Oh, and he can't. Oh, and a tag.
It for 1 damage. Nico now on high alert.
They're not playing it together, but a late smoke in CT as well, and no one on a B flank.
It's really suffocating, but that'll certainly help. Bit comes through with a quick headshot. It's Tessus to the clutch, smoked off. CT's now making the most of their own utility. No way to pop this open. He's going to try to bank on the lineup. They tap it once. He doesn't buy down fully. Wonderful's on half health. Now he commits, gets one off, down to 6 HP.
Now he can just run through it.
Flashes his way in, and it's going to be Tessus with the 1v2. A Falcons clutch for the road. A 5-round T-side to set them up for the 2-0.
young and you're just starting, it looks hard. For me, it looked like maybe I will never make it because there's so many things you need to do to get to the top.
It's obvious nowadays that you need to be good on Faceit, but I do think that you need to start playing with a team because that's how you're gonna stand out. If you have better communication than others, if you understand rotations, if you understand how Team CS works.
That was one thing that stuck with me, is being a sponge. You take in things and you kind of dissect it in a way what is useful for you. I'll give you an example. Bumas joined Mouse. So I started watching him and I could see his mechanics. He was really capable of spray transferring. And he just said he's doing a lot on aimbots before games. And I started doing that. I could see my spray transfer now improving.
If you have an individual brilliance and you have like, poor mental, it's really not gonna work. Maybe it's gonna work for short time, but not always. It's a combination, both of these things helping each other.
In 2005, 2006, I was really good at the game. I was 16 years old. Every time I played some of the better players in Denmark, they told me I was cheating.
You needed to somehow make it to a team or make your own team and qualify for the biggest tournaments and then play your mind off there.
I had like a team of me and a few friends and we started playing ESEA Open back then. And some of those games were shown on HLTV and that's how we started playing some more official games where people could watch us.
Nowadays, you can be number one on Faceit and you're getting a contract in the email from 10 organizations who are top 50 in the world because they want to take chances of 16, 17-year-old kids, sign them on contract, low salary, make them be able to play and live the game, and by then selling them for $300,000.
I would say it was more difficult, but then again, if you are so much better than the others, someone's gonna notice you.
There is one guy called Donk who I thought would crash his performance on a Katowice final against us, but I have never been wrecked as much as that. He just handled like a pro.
To new players, I would just say, if you just keep believing and keep working hard, everything is possible.
There's going to be a lot more cases in the future where the players are not living up to expectations, and then they will go back to the grind and perform even better later at the stage, as long as they believe.
Showing us some solid T-side stuff. Falcons have given themselves enough of a buffer to try to turn this one around, and although the pistol finally for NAVI hits the scoreboard, Mohan, they convert it fully. They start the CT side well enough. Let's see if they can do it a second time in the same map. Fast challenge out of TSS, trying to dominate here in round 13, and he'll find the one and only peek from alt mid. That sends Aleksib back to grab the bomb as Banana becomes the intended target of NAVI. Kicks in the little pits as a smoke pops in front of NAVI, signing up for a dangerous duel here.
Yeah, he is. I mean, it's the T side that just will take a duel, even if it's lucky through the smoke. So he's got to be careful for sure. Yeah, that B-Tram stat. Kioske is the 2026 Inferno Player of the Year. That really explains specifically, you know, how unbelievably good they are on CT side. This passive position is definitely earned. It's NAVI who know they have their work cut out for them.
They held on to their utility despite getting that close to the B bomb site. Oh, that's a kill that could have been. Flushes them back towards short instead. Beretta's from the corner, ready to go. TSS gets unrooted. m0NESY activates, double kills his. Gets a little wild, but a third frag found. And then Bit to try to overtake the bomb sites. Not gonna happen. One pistol, all NAVI gets.
Yeah, and you know, versus Bait, it's one thing, but you know, for versus Falcons as well. I mean, just look at Falcons players. Like, who's gonna like lack on pistols? You know, these guys have some of the best headshot accuracy, consistency on crosshair placement, and in rounds like this, it's just where they're the most fierce. So NAVI just cannot generate the trades whatsoever. to make a move here, and this is where the series gets terrifying.
No bomb plant, no buy. And a confident-looking Falcons, happy to take a duel down middle, send the frag, and almost finish off Wonderful before he even has a chance to pop up from underground. Bit sort of ahead of the pack there.
You went really
Right?
wide
That
for that one.
Yep, that was,
It almost worked at least to avoid the first couple of bullets, but yeah, it was the Wild West there for a second. And immediately, you can already see Falcons are going to be playing for info. They're going to be prodding. Not sure what the game plan is here.
Ooh, that's all he needed to see. And on top of it, confirms Wonderful in the backdrop. So it's a silent, slain Navi approach to that A-bomb site. Falcons going to tie this game up 7 rounds all.
You can see Navi are playing not really for the round, just for a couple kills. Couldn't get those at all. 5 up. Very solid. Zonic takes a breath. I think he senses the chance here.
It looked like a real sigh of relief. You're like, okay, this is going to go one of two ways.
He didn't want to breathe that hard, but he really wanted to. But yeah,
Either
he's got to be feeling good.
Either this game's in our pocket already, or this is going to slip through our hands. This could be that turning point right here. First gun round of Navi's T side. No real contest offered by the Falcons for the banana control immediately. We'll see if they try to re-aggress, but they just try to get those nades banking down. No pressure with util, and then engage with banana as the fire fades.
And that is banana right there. You can give it up, but it has to be on your terms. Navi going to try to make Falcons sweat while they still have 5 up. And look at the buy from Falcons. You know, they saved everything, so it's not like they have the best weapons in the world. Oh my goodness, that was just exquisite. Makaze down to 3 HP is lucky to be able to throw that Molotov and can't afford a tick of damage. They haven't scared Falcons one bit, but if there do still remain 2 here, again, not the best weapons in the world.
Trying to keep that pressure on. Aleksib just spamming with the Galil. That does draw Nico back slightly. Oh, Modesty eats the flash, hits the dink, but now it's Emat also sub 10 HP. They've gotten through. Nico's going to be met by a smoke grenade towards Moto. And despite the damage done to Makaze and Emat, Navi, 5v3 post plant, are going to win this round.
They really threw the, you know,
no way.
The loosest fake right there. I mean, they didn't even have to sacrifice a player to entry. It was on the other side of a smoke at the top of banana, but it was enough to call one rotation over. I think Nico looked at the guns and thought, we aren't going to win 2v3 to sites, even if we've got some utility damage. They didn't know about it all. And Modesty partially dodged that flashbang, it looked like, but not enough to get the kill. So a swift response. And to be honest, if Falcons lose everybody on this round, just because it's a bonus, quote unquote, they're not going to have all the money in the world for all their utility and upgrades on the next. So with 3 saved, it's sort of the best case situation for them on a loss.
It's like he tried to dodge the flash, but didn't really full commit.
Yeah, just a few inches off. we got a new Tessa's headbang unlocked.
It's very creative. I'll give him that.
I'm sure production could cue that clip up into the next one. So he hits his head, and then his head hits the chair. What do we think?
I don't know. It'll be hard to see with those tiny little picture-in-picture replay blocks. want. The fact that we haven't had a replay picture-in-picture means they're working on it.
Right.
I know it.
Keep talking, they're going to put us in a smaller trailer.
The walls are closing in on me. I like my little casting box.
Another great nade.
Not signing up for the banana fight again, just kind of letting Navi have it out of the opening attempt. Very similar to the last round. Now they'll threaten the re-clear, but nobody actually committing to it this time around. Falcons trying to cheat kick Kyosuke back over to the A site early. Oh, he may have to return because clearly Navi putting something behind this B presence are going to try to disrespect the timing. That's a good read of the situation, but Ken does get through. Kyosuke punishing the Aleksib tree push. And the spam will not find a second.
Oh, that's a little bit of a mess. Again, you know, points for the early round. Oh, early round damage. 30 damage dink here from Kyosuke. You know, points for getting some HE damage to kick it off, but Navi are right. Top of B is vacant when they go for that timing, and playing retake and then flashing yourself through looks all too desperate. Maybe they can't get too comfortable being on their fun side here on CT. But that is the thing about Navi in this matchup. Like, you know, Falcons are like unbelievably impressive on their CT side, but Navi are just good on both. They're not going to be uncomfortable either way.
We're going to double mollies on B, then we're going to go for A, okay? They're going to react to A fast, guys. Misha. He's doing late.
Able to keep majority at least there. That's the silver lining for Falcons in round 16, but yes, that is Navi pulling ahead. 2-round buffer.
Sometimes we get a coach tack. Here we just get Nico really directing things, saying this is what's going to happen. And I think the activity of communication was definitely lacking on the last round. They got caught way too off guard by that.
Trying to get this player back over to the A side again. Oh, Monesi's locked into the corner. It's got to be saved. Kyosuke can't do it.
Oh my goodness.
And a 5v3 for Navi.
Oh my goodness.
Just slaughtered inside of the A site. They got that fourth piece over.
None of that was supposed to happen at all.
Ouch.
He just ran into a smoke to kill Cubby. Teammate watching the cross, doesn't hit a bullet. Gets away and gets another kill.
Off the tag pause, Falcons feeling confident like they knew it was coming. Nico was very adamant in that timeout. And instead, your round is done in about 20 seconds flat. Navi slammed themselves against that A-bomb, even with a fourth defender there. You know, that same kind of early cheese that Kyosuke tried to get away with last round. A real lack of hesitation coming out of Navi in these 2 rounds back-to-back. Changing up the bomb sites, trying to stay unpredictable, and clearly at the moment playing with Falcons and their reads. But that left a lot to be desired.
That's not a shot you often see him miss, man. That's so wild.
Not like anything really went well here for Falcons, not even on the other side of that site.
But you know what? The call is perfect to the energy from the comms you saw from Falcons in the last round, where they were so focused now on their B problem. Like, they've just let that slip when it feels like there shouldn't have really been a gap. Navi found one. Suddenly it's in A play just as quickly. Early rounds to each of these sites. They're in their heads. It's like his shoes fell off. This moment here. I think NAVI are going to be the ones to want to get back to it as soon as possible.
That was a great chance to remind you, Mohan, that you can live trade the game on polymarket.com. Did you know that they're the official prediction market of BLAST Premier?
That's right. That's right.
Thank you, Polymarket, for making all of this possible.
It's drinking his own pee.
I hope not.
Bear Grill style.
I hope not.
It's sterile.
We've got a fridge full of drinks in the studio.
I would pee on you to save your life, Connor.
Thank you.
Anytime.
I think.
Like if you were on fire or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's hope that doesn't happen anytime soon.
There's always a situation, you know? Looks like him and his shoes might be back on.
I was thinking that's how I might protest, because, you know, Valve still haven't released Danger Zone in CS2.
Yeah. Any news? Any
They
leaks
got
about
1 year.
that?
They've got one more year where I light myself on fire.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. That's
1 year.
oh, before Valve are in the danger zone. You think it's coming? Or?
Well, I did see with the, you know how they re-released CS:GO, right? Like they're not letting anybody license of CS:GO events, but you can still go play CS:GO now.
Yeah, yeah.
And with that, obviously, that means you can play Danger Zone again. And yeah,
True.
I saw some community markets. Speaking of, some community servers bringing back the old Danger Zone. Shout out to the Bump Mine one time.
It's where they tested all the new features. We could have had
I'm saying
the new mag changes. We could have seen them.
the Medi shot is coming. Sonar grenades, anyone?
Oh, this has become awkward for Falcons.
Yeah, it has on CT side. I mean, with the pistol, the conversion, the 2-0 CT side start for Falcons. They've let 3 rounds slip. Now they find themselves on pistols.
And they haven't even really shot back in these last few rounds.
No. Particularly that last one. Well, they shot into the smoke and missed every single shot on Aleksib.
Well, they're coming into halls, which actually is a great opportunity for Falcons.
However, Image, nice adjustment to deal with Nico, but you did let m0NESY put his hands on an AK. He falls back. He's got 3 more players slowly coming his direction. And yeah, they're going to catch him crossing over in front of the truck. Maybe would have been worth just sitting in the pit, but he wanted to get into the safety of the bomb site. In reality, instead, that's NAVI's for the taking, and an 11-7 score secured.
It's kind of just not a great look for Falcons. Also a very impressive calling. I feel like it's obviously what we saw was a bit messy in response from Falcons, whether it was when they played retake on B or that arch side mishap where Kyosuke just misses a huge spray that you normally wouldn't see him miss. But at the same time, NAVI are the ones that have just totally upended their idea of what was going to happen. I think the pace at which they've come at this Inferno T side, it's probably been a surprise. You know, sometimes they'll play slowly. Here they've thrown in really fast rounds back to back. And Nico still got ideas. And the question is he one step behind? I mean, it feels like he was trying to help him out over on the B side, and then NAVI said okay, right before they get prepared over there, we'll change it up. So now, how do you stay ahead of it? Last time out, it's getting burned here.
It's been very difficult to pin down the NAVI T side. I agree. It just feels like Falcons are caught off guard by this NAVI tempo. Leave it to Blade to try to switch things up one more time to secure their 12th. Nico really all over the calls tonight.
Yeah, and this specific situation, I can totally understand why. The sloppiness sort of, I think, calls for it. I'm going to take a bit more of a director's role.
Here it comes, though, the aggression towards Mikaze, but he's already tucked back around the base of Banana, and this is going to be that sudden pop out through the apps. Something fresh off the tap pause.
What a
Bit
shot.
comes through with the double kill, dominates the A site. Defense goes down just as they're trying to make something happen towards B. As Mikaze, is throwing out his utility. Falcons thinking they're about to jump on something, and NAVI give us a new look and a similar outcome. 5 rounds straight.
I mean, this is how you throw a fake. Like, it's not that kind of full commitment over towards B, but it's just holding you in place long enough that you're confirming there's 3 there, maybe an op, and then that's enough to get out of halls on the other side. Great entries from Bit, who, again, we were in the waiting room to see when he would start to turn up. Well, that's starting to come to fruition. This has become sort of a masterclass of a T side here for NAVI on how to confuse your opponent. It feels like no matter how emphatic Nico is in all these positions, like NAVI know exactly what Falcons are going to try to do next.
A step ahead has really been the case throughout this entire second half. Barring pistol and conversion, it's nothing but NAVI. Different look off the tack pause, catching Falcons off. So quietly, NAVI have clearly taken over this game. 5 map points. Dust2 waits in the wings. And really, at this point, we're just waiting to see whether Falcons can figure out any of these CT rounds, because it has been NAVI impossible to pin down. Kioske floating around in Banana. Mikaze, his counterpart, ready for the entry. Fire at his feet. He opts not to pull the trigger just yet. Floating around on that gap, though. Kioske in front of it, and even while blind, Mikaze's got himself the frag.
He was just so deep on that angle.
They're already ahead of the smoke, so NAVI will be happy to continue this pacing towards the bomb site, but there are 2 defenders here. Nico included. Kixan off the top box, dropped empty-handed. Mikaze's got himself a second. And then m0NESY comes through with the kill towards Bit, but that's the only thing that goes well. That frag over towards the A site. m0NESY's gonna try to keep them boxed in. Wonderful's missed shot does open the possibility of a much-needed retake. The frag grenade's got Wonderful dead to rights. And Tesses, oh, he can't quite find the bomb plant, but that's fine. m0NESY's got it. And as Mikaze finds himself in the back of the site, 1v2 at hand. It's m0NESY shaved down to 59 health. Mikaze pinned into the corner, and they're gonna have to swing into him. It's Falcons done on Inferno if Mikaze can find it, but no sir, the pressure's on. And m0NESY swapping from the op after killing Bit into that rifle, besting Wonderful, and keeping the pressure of the retake on, finds the first of 5 needed for overtime.
That's a 4K from m0NESY. Just a real, you know, Swiss knife, Swiss Army knife in this situation. Just banked on 1 missed shot to set himself up, and a beautiful grenade to kick off the retake.
Get away with the retake off of finding that flank frag, but at the same time,
still a scary moment because, you know, Kioske's got 7 kills. You know, he's got to be the star of the show here on Inferno.
Oh, good trade by
Killed
Nico
again.
at least.
I feel like in the head-to-head, Mikaze's got his number.
We've kind of been painting this picture that Falcons are 1 step behind NAVI. Even last round when they win, it still felt that way. Banking on the retake to come through from m0NESY. This time at least they get away with that trade frag and keep Wonderful's HP low, but this deep push from Nico, what's it worth? Ooh, the frag to Ema, that's what. smoke grenade to try to keep him alive, but of course Aleksib's going to keep the pressure on. They'll get that kill back. We go 3v3, and it looks like Navi want to size up this A site once again.
Yeah, it's not necessarily an opportunity with m0NESY alive with an op. They want a piece of Arch, and he's here waiting. Oh!
Popped by Bit.
Oh, okay.
Real pressure on TeSS now. 3 players coming his way. And they're going to try to split this, but Arch first. That's where the trade potential's higher. He goes for the reposition, and there's no flank yet from Wonderful up short side. Bit just toying with the corners. TeSS has got this, and it's low HP for Wonderful now. He's able to clear TeSS off the site, confirms Kicksands there.
Oh my goodness, he
11
runs.
health be damned. That's going to be Kicksand back beyond the smoke. 1 round would do it. A single bullet connects to Wonderful, and he is done for, but he scoops up the bomb.
Is he going to fake? I don't think so. Kicksand's going to run out at this.
This is a 3 and 13 Kicksand making sound on the approach. Wonderful knows he's right there, but don't you dare miss. Prime for the taking, blinded and pinned into the corner. Glocks out, 100 HP,
What?
a bait,
Just
and
take the fight.
still he survives this. Come on now. Falcons come through with another round, but, well, that was something.
They were scared to win that. And by they, I mean Kicksand. Damn. You needed a 100% guarantee that that was going to be good. He literally threw out the white flag, and Kicksand still didn't want to run at him.
That's 2 of 5.
What was throwing the op going to do?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I really didn't know where to go with that
Oh,
one.
nice shot, m0NESY.
That's what we're looking for.
Oh, and m0NESY has some regrets about that last, or, you know, some frustration after Bit took him out. Gotta be careful about Bit right now. It's an overall very steady map for m0NESY. And Kioske just 84 damage raw off the molly.
Casual.
Just tanked it, no problem.
Another smoke, but he sees them.
Oh, that
nice
was a
shot.
mistake.
Wonderful.
He wasn't ready to shoot yet.
Now TeSS has everything to do on his own. Oh, he will at least skim Emet off the push. Bit's about to arrive from above. There's still no support. He's gonna try to fight out through library. TeSS being the savior, but both players line up and they've got this cleared. Bit comes through with the kill towards Pit. Makaze slays both of the library players, and now Kicksand's got to go back-to-back clutches. This time outnumbered. How do they jumble up inside of the library and make that so easy for Makaze? I don't know. But Navi have surely given themselves a chance to win this one. 2 versus 1, Kicksand on arrival, blindsided by Bit. Navi will finish off their food. A hell of a T-side, and one that the Falcons just seemingly weren't ready for.
Man, you know, we see sometimes that Falcons, as much talent as they have, they just can't activate it in a way that make them look like a great team. You've got good rounds, but you don't have a great complexion in terms of the entire half, and that's what holds them back a lot. Impressive from Navi. Some expectations subverted. Obviously, we've got 2 map picks that don't go as planned for either team. And we look back at Zonic at the start of that second half on Inferno and go, yeah, he was nervous about something that he was right about. It wasn't going to be a free win just because they had CT side to look forward to. So this one's going beyond the numbers. Navi are obviously a tough team to put down. When we looked at map 1, it felt like it was going to happen, that it was inevitability, and suddenly things change. It won't be easy here for Falcons. Maybe this one will be the most even of the 3.
Again, we discussed that win streak that Navi currently sit on. Well, it'd be a hell of a time to extend it with the likes of Falcons on that list. But they will go down kicking and screaming. Kioske finding first blood as Falcons will hunt another pistol round. Navi sitting on 1 of the 4 played so far. Very elusive, these pistol rounds for Navi as of late. Luckily for them, they can still slow it down. They're still sitting on the Molotov and the smoke grenade between Bit and Aleksib. Despite this man disadvantage, could have been made worse had Kixan caught a headshot there as he popped it open unexpectedly. TSS plays in front of his teammate. Glocks are going to come barreling at him. Now the Berettas activate, but they go down empty-handed. And TSS has just pulled all the way back. That was a much-needed duel, because if not, now these CTs are stuck, corralled in the middle of all of NAVI, who now find themselves with man advantage off that A-site pinch.
I'll be happy to see that Kiosk, at least Nico, can rely on him for 2 kills, but it'll demand a clutch. Haven't seen one yet from him this series, but this is a good time to start.
That could have been 2 one-taps back-to-back. Instead, Nico gives a second chance to Aleksib.
This is what he's good at.
Oh, he's still missing. Nico running out of bullets, sits on 7 shots, down to 6, 5, 4, 3. Come on now, Nico doesn't hit any of those. And it's indeed NAVI that walk away with the pistol bounce back.
Yeah, Aleksib was the one who was, you know, maybe a bit more scared. Now, Nico has open lines, but he's the one who has to respond. Aleksib can go and peek either side of that box, make himself hard to hit, has the headshot angle to work with, and delivers the headshot himself. A good try, but that's not good enough.
I love this very squirrely movement, though, from Aleksib B. Kind of slides out into the crouch, comes back in an unexpected pattern. That's enough to keep Nico off his comfort, and now Kixan just gonna get forced down by the SMGs. Solo inside the B site. Falcons outplayed in this one as they're nowhere to be found. And this is off the force buy as well, right? So they really wanted to make something happen. Turns into an easy save instead, and that's NAVI to the 2-0 kickoff.
Oh, it's such an impressive T side on Inferno. Like, in terms of the variety of ways that they won rounds, they actually lost the second pistol and still came back and won. They were so good on the entries. They used a fake after 3 rounds of dominance towards B. Kind of had it all. This is just an unstoppable force, really.
You're not getting out of that one, Kixan.
It's just, we have the better guns. We picked B. You better be 5 here or you lose.
Get out of my way.
Again, for Falcons, it's like there's all these moments for each of the players. It's just, you know, they don't really create that grand tapestry of a half that builds and has momentum and conditions their opponents. It's more like, really cool round. Oh, really bad mistake. Really cool round. Really bad mistake. And
Yeah.
I think, you know, we criticize Mouse for, like, kind of disappointing in some situations. That's like Falcon's version of it. You know the potential is higher. They just don't reach it consistently, even within one map that they're playing well.
Out through long goes the majority of NAVI. Again, kind of rolling the dice in that they were very adamant about taking over long control. They did have a contest on the corner of it, but they thought numbers strong would get them through it, and they're right. Scout goes down with nothing. What is that?
All right.
Yo, let's put that POV in the replay quick.
Yeah.
A triple Galil headshot.
You want a picture-in-picture or?
No. I'm actually having I'm having an argument with the picture-in-picture guy at the moment. Replay guy though, nicely done.
Galil highlight.
Replay guy, 7 years at BLAST. You'd think I'd learn their names, you know? Production guy 1, production guy 2.
Caster 1, Caster 2. That's what they have written down, so.
Yeah, is that all I am to you?
B-split about to take this round by storm. Nico's not close to try to stop this. He's going to throw this nade desperately, but they haven't crossed just yet. This works out very well for them. Now that he's burned that grenade, they can start going. Oh,
hell of a shot.
Basically over now.
A little jumping MAC-10 attempt, but again, it's just the split's well-timed, well-positioned, and unstoppable.
Falcons just a little foggy right now on CT side. Like NAVI are coming out with fast ideas, and you know, the novelty of that on Inferno, I'm not surprised that was something that caught Falcons off guard, but we're now a map removed from that. They're still doing the same thing. Stylistically, it's the T side that got them the whole comeback on Inferno, but they've had a break to think about this, and they still seem totally unprepared for the tempo. And Nico is over on the A side. I mean, like, he's one of the best in the world at controlling cat with HEs. I mean, you talk about Aleksib, he's one of those guys too, but Nico, like the way he times it, he has prescience when it comes to nades there. When he rotates into mid-B to support, he's a perfect guy as, like, you know, a second caller on this team and everything. But back on Inferno, I feel like he was trying his best to, like, be an A player and also help out B, figure out their problems. But then that resulted in A getting caught off guard. And now on Inferno, you know, they've got to jump in and stop this before it's more of the same. Because at the worst, we just say that's just a little bit too easy of a round, you know?
Yeah.
A standard mid-B like that where the A player just throws a nade and hopefully, you know, the T's have made a mistake. But they throw that first smoke and wait because people can blow that smoke open. And they have the time and resources to do that. Could be a good moment for Zonic to jump in.
You don't get long to shoot, do you?
And no head armor, M4 kill from the T side.
Yeah. That's just insult to injury.
Yeah.
A strange trend, you say. 8 and 9 in duels between top of mid and CT mid on Dust2 this year.
Oh. It's a real stats man stat.
Bitch should have had that. Gets the first shot and the drop on TeSS. Gets 78 damage out, but TeSS survives it. So man advantage Falcons here in round 5.
For a moment, there was 3 players from Falcons without a kill. TeSS was one of them, but he jumps on the board with an opener. We saw how NAVI started Mirage. Bit and wonderful sort of worst start.
It was what their worst start of 2026 so far, both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
I think what the B-Tram stat was.
Beyond that, it's even worse maybe. But now look at him.
Trying to turn it around. I think Bit will still be frustrated that he didn't get the opening kill because it was there for the taking, most certainly. But this A site could still end up being understaffed.
Yep.
Got this push going on into the tunnels of Falcons, but this is also queuing up NAVI to come through with the A commitment. Makaze burned down to 40 health. Nico just looking to give himself some utility to play around as TeSS maintains long control still. They'll get out onto elbow, NAVI, but Nico finds what felt like sanctuary. This is all TeSS so far. Triple kill to his name, and he's whittled down wonderful as well. Quad kill from TeSS, and that is off of 22 HP that he gets 3 additional frags.
Yeah, man, with the opening kill as well. Really well done for TeSS. It looked like the B rotate or the B retake of tunnels was just going to be a little bit too slow to be useful, but that was not the case.
TeSS ends up killing one with the USP as well. He had gotten Wonderful low. Ooh, good impact from Wonderful there. They're going to go back for the long fight. Aleksib, just a quick glance, couple shots, and he's out. Bit right on the brink of the smoke, stands a little longer, but also disengages back through their side of the doors.
You can just feel it. NAVI are coming in electric. Not thinking about their lost round just now.
We'll see if the repetition of that pacing, though, starts to kind of play into Falcons' adaptations.
Yeah, and they're playing closer to mid. All of a sudden, like, that's the big change. Pressure on Cat, both sides of mid, not even in either site, really. They do come into this round with an op. These Cat setups can be tricky. One molly and a flash can ruin your day. Oh, and Nico peeks out early. Peeks out early. Just hearing some mid utility.
Kyosuke.
Oh, man.
From the corner as Aleksib comes in with the double. That bomb's going to happily turn its way back around through tunnels, and this is toast.
They're kind of just falling apart, man. I mean, you know, totally bamboozled as Nico walks right into an op. When he's got an op behind him, a rifler on the wall, it's not like they pressured him to make that happen. He thought he was coming forward with the creative timing. Navi were just in a default and just protecting a cat push. Maybe he was right that a mid-B play was a thing they had to be worried about. But as far as Navi are concerned, you know, defend that way if you want to.
Just letting Nico kind of trip over his own shoes with that decision. Two players save under question. Navi have the money to play, but that smoke grenade's just too brave to have to push through, so they'll let it go to survivors. Patience pays off for Wonderful, and then this setup just cleared out by Aleksib. No help even needed. There's been a few moments actually throughout this match so far where Aleksib's left his impact on a round.
This is a fierce Navi, but it, again, just a little bit too easy. There's m0NESY's first.
m0NESY posted up. Kyosuke takes damage back from the other opper, and m0NESY's looking to go hunting now into suicide. He'll switch guns with Kyosuke. Frees up that op to move inside of the B site. What did Navi make of this round at the man disadvantage?
Kind of like that they start out with, you know, some pressure in the mid early. Then they can move back into this position where they don't have mid control. It's a little bit more calm. I think, you know, Nico's got some anxiety about the thought, if I want to really think they're going to come up cat, I want to be here to defend it, but I have to help out my mid B teammates as well. That's his duty as well. Nate timings.
Chucks it out, kind of lands in the middle, but Aleksib does take significant damage. And Nico doing a good job of making this costly on the approach. Long again going to be held back by TeSeS. He's kind of dominated this half of the map for the time being, hoping to be the beacon of hope. Bomb plant going down, cat side coverage offered by Wonderful, but a missed shot is going to queue up the Falcons retake. Another missed opportunity, and they just get kind of stuck out in the open there. So majority of Falcons alive, TeSeS a part of it all again, and Nico getting that nade damage in really made it all the harder. But it really all started with that m0NESY op frag out mid.
Yeah, definitely. It makes it a lot easier, and Nico gets to stand in the position he's been wanting to stand in kind of the entire half. And here off of the ramp, huge impact. It's 50 damage HE, slows him down a bit, finds a pickoff, delays for time. TeSeS, obviously, he's been a rock. And it's 2 successful cat defenses. Blade's not happy about it.
But they were pushing insta after a shot.
Okay. Will they push instantly off of Wonderful's shot? Aleksib seems to think so. There's one person I'd be avoiding right now, it's TeSeS.
That might be how Paravision operate. They're going to go for your weakest guy and then keep pummeling. That's not how Navi operate, though. They look for the biggest guy in prison, right?
Okay.
Try to punch him, right?
Right, yeah.
That's who they
Gotta
make
put
you
good
in your
first
place.
impression.
Yeah. Like, nice superstar you got. That's what they're trying to do.
8 kills between the superstars of Falcons. Nico no longer towards that ramp here in middle instead. It's a good gap for him to try to exploit, to be honest. Trying to come back through. There's eyes on this already, no? Oh, he catches them off guard, but still no running there for Nico.
Trade. Is that enough?
TSS gonna activate with the first flank from long, but he misses his chance to strike one down, and now the Opera's gonna watch him. But still he finds that angle onto Bit. Just a sliver, all he needs. You've got Kyosuke tucked into the corner, but now under pressure, losing support from both sides. But what if he goes unnoticed? They don't seem prepared, now they found him. And just like that, unfortunately for Kyosuke, both his targets kind of evade him, right? The window guy drops into the coverage of the back site. That then alerts the tunnel push to also not swing wide. And so NAVI do find footing into the B bomb site again, this time for the 6-2 lead.
Yeah, TSS was, doing good to miss his first shots and then find another one after that. But the instant 2 frags back and another successful mid-B. Like, for the most part, NAVI, I think they want to pretend that it's going to be 8 plays, and they have tried it a couple of times, but that's the only place they failed. Every time they split on this site, it works out perfectly. Setup doesn't look like they can totally complement each other in front of the tunnels with Kyosuke on car, especially with the potential for window to get taken over. There's no one up there to watch anybody inside of mid. I guess they had Nico pushed out, but
Nico's position is such an all-in spot,
like
right?
he will die. Yeah.
You see it, he gets his kill, but there's no way he's ever getting away from that unless he straight up gets all the kills needed.
Or they lurk. If they did that, yeah.
So instead, mid's compromised, the pressure falls onto the B site, and you can kind of see the reactions of NAVI there. Feels like there's a certain weight off their shoulders with that one.
NAVI are playing so good, and Falcons, there's too many things I feel like that are going wrong for them to address right now.
Nico high five's always the best one. Wait for it. Here it comes. Listen.
That was okay. That's good.
I can smoke long now just to see if they are 3 long, okay? And we need to drop the insta.
Yes, they don't boost can you?
Double op. Monacy and Kyosuke coming to the round with it.
Kicks in 7-0-6 start to a big event CS2 game. Pulling ahead of Ultimate in the all-time ranking.
Is crazy.
Hey, a record is a record. Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
That's a crazy stray.
Let the man rest. Oh, that spray.
Nice.
Every bullet on that as Kicksands pulling away. Luckily, the second up pays off. They immediately get that kill back.
The fact that Kyosuke is the guy to get the op kill, I mean, does that put NAVI on high alert for the second? What are you up to, Nico? Plays close mid doors. Monacy here to bolster him. If Monacy can take the attention away from Nico.
And they're getting an op to go over to support the op. The position's already really weird. Oh, nice shot right in the head.
That's going to confirm 2 snipers on the field. And if you think you can just puncture out through this smoke grenade, these oppers will have a chance to test it. Monacy not going to miss the opportunity. It's wonderful. Misses a second follow-up as wonderful counter picks at least, but ops make a hell of a difference here in this one for the Falcons. And there's that flank from Nico, perfectly timed. It's majority alive as we go another round back and forth. No consecutive rounds found as this T-side from NAVI fights on.
Yeah, scary moment there again with a great spray from him. Frustrating moment there for Kicksan. But the 2 ops are the reason they win this round between Monacy and Kyosuke. And the expensive investment is justified. They carry both forward.
Oh, they actually drop one back.
Oh.
They let it go. They could have had both.
Yeah, that's interesting.
They decide to leave one behind, bring a second AK through.
1 round. Okay, well, I guess Monacy can cover for, the presence of 2 with how he's playing.
Crazy to me that going into that last round, we're 9 rounds into the game. Monacy was 1-2.
Yeah, he was just chilling.
Makaze is going to be dropped empty-handed as the riflers
Kicks
double
in.
up inside of middle.
Getting his first kill now, that's for sure.
And he's got one in the body bag already. Aleksi's able to cross and threaten the side of sight, but support's inbound. Aleksi's going to finish it off eventually with the MAC-10, but we do get this crawl from Kyosuke out through the doors. That's going to blindside Aleksi, and wonderful tough spot with no bomb and 50 health. This op will be valuable in the next one. The money bottoming out as we get towards the end of this half for NAVI.
He does just want to leave, but they're really clearing tunnels out fast now. They're going to give him a challenge. Shot miss. Wonderful stays alive. Could definitely be impactful for NAVI next round. Okay.
Well,
make sure that they can't get a second, so skin upgrade. Ah, there's the find. So one kill from Kicksands enough.
bit of repetition towards this B bomb site starting to cost Navi as Falcons string a couple together.
It was Kyosuke's rotation into mid B position, like where Nico was, that actually got the first kill, took down Makaze.
I think unexpected as well to see two riflers there when we did just have a double op. Falcons happy to just let it slide. Just don't lose the pistols, okay?
Uh-oh.
Can we agree? Don't lose to the pistols, Tess. Ah, it's Tess. He got it under lock.
Doesn't die.
Nico comes over to just lend the helping hand, and that should be 5 up strong for the Falcons as they'll look to finish this half tied 6 rounds apiece.
Tess has been a workhorse on long.
Yes, sir. It was 10-3 coming into this anti-eco. Entered map 3 is the second highest rated player on Falcons team this series, only behind m0NESY.
So no matter how the half has gone with the numbers, we've got a lot of rounds now for Falcons, so sure, it could have been better. But getting to 5, I think, for how they started is already an achievement.
Blade will use the chance in his final attempt to pull one out of the hat on this T side.
You can definitely feel, you know, the opportunity of qualifying to the arena is at hand. You can see it in the coaches when they're talking, the stress of the communication, some of the mistakes that are happening. There were some words again from Blade about Falcons as well, and off the back of Pro League are looking for even better wins to justify their run overall.
Yeah.
The teams they didn't have to face to win it.
Prepare some maybe flash after. You will understand. I will ask the flash about me.
Start this event with a 2-1 win over Bait. A multi-overtime affair within that series, but otherwise 2 single-digit map wins. Makes a statement that they're going to carry some momentum into this event. But we get m0NESY pushing down into tunnels. You've given him a chance at a second. Should have killed him when you had the chance. And they will still just burn him out. Damage comes through for Makaze to have to stomach, but he's looking to take this pressure up catwalk instead. And limitations here with the Scout of Wonderful. But thanks to m0NESY, he's got himself an upgrade.
Yeah, it's kind of a nice delivery. Might have been an escape plan in there, but Navi just dealt with it so quickly.
Here comes the cat aggression, but no swing behind that flash. Tess does have another one if there is a chance for Nico to go through. And there it comes in, but Makaze wasn't around the corner, doesn't get blinded. And there's plenty of players trying to climb up cat right now. Wonderful eats the flash, cover from Xbox. Now 2 players still for Navi down on half HP despite the 4 versus 3. Tess rock solid.
Again
and again. Sits over towards long for most of the half. Finds himself on cat, goes back to where he's made, and another quad for Rene. That's how this one ends. Tied half as Falcons find the rebound.
Nothing quite like arena Counter-Strike. Let's get into this one. No, a very loud and warm welcome here in Hong Kong. You like this?
Now the people here is amazing. It's insane.
Gonna be cool. Will you open the show?
Packed out Moody Center, bro. I would kill this.
All right then. How would you do it?
First, I'd remind them where we are. Austin, Texas. This state has been the beating heart of Counter-Strike for 25 years.
You know who's waiting for you backstage. They want to hear your hype. They want to feel it.
6 teams enter the arena, but there is only one prize waiting on this stage.
Lisboa, make some noise!
I hope that USA people cheer for us.
Do you feel it? Your heart pounding with anticipation. That shiver down your spine? Counter-Strike lives within us! From the bottom of your heart, let me hear you! "17 kills, 3 deaths. That's TSS at the end of the CT side here for Falcons, and they were at one point trailing 6-2. But 4 rounds in a row to close out the half. TSS multi-frag after multi-frag as he repositions throughout this A-site Mo. Is it an exaggeration to say that he may have just won this game?
You know, not a superstar, but in this moment he is. And yeah, it's definitely not. He made the comeback. What's crazy is that he, a lot of times, basically had no assistance in getting these kills. He was just the reason, the full reason, beginning and end. So beautiful to watch, to be honest. No one played better than him on Falcons in that CT side.
And then you can, yes, and then you can take space. And then
He's like, hey guys, I'm just gonna teach you how to play this game real quick.
bronze is only 1.
What kind of pause is this?
I don't know. Quick little tech issue here. Fix a headset or two.
Pipe down, TSS.
What was he just teaching them?
I don't know, but it sounded funny and harmless. Well, why are we talking right now? What are you talking? You called a pause? Hey, oh, whoa. Whose pause is this? Where's the admin at?
Okay, game's live, that's why.
Okay.
Tech issues sorted. This is kind of freeze time.
Yeah.
We'll call it
limbo.
extended freeze time.
Extended freeze time.
All right?
Sure. Okay.
It's an extended freeze time conversation.
All right.
And we're off. tied on map 3. We really can't separate these teams. They've each won their opponent's map pick. We go to Dust2, feels lopsided. TeSS is the guy to recover it for Falcons, and that's why you can never cut him. And so, best of luck to the attack. Go the Falcons. Heavy setup here for NAVI on Catwalk. Dual Berettas in the front.
Well, if they don't test it, this cat setup is actually just going to turn into a push. Oh, nice shot. Kicks in. That's his third.
Kaze's got the
back
answer.
long. The CTs are waiting.
Yeah, they're already out. The bottom of ramp is compromised. m0NESY and Nico make quick work of Aleksib and Ina. Mikaze bits all that remains. Nothing you can do about stopping that bomb crossing over to the site. And so, Falcons may have damn well done it.
How many pistols can you afford to lose, Navi?
Oh, it's a real problem, isn't it?
Yeah. Didn't even need TeSS for this one. Rene. They don't have to do much more. I mean, even when there was a rumor that TeSS was going to get caught, it was nonsense.
Not allowed to.
Didn't make sense.
Not allowed to.
Would have been a huge scapegoat for what?
Terrorists win. There's that clean one from Kixend. Deleting Wonderful before those Berettas even get a chance to fire a shot. And they were so adamant about playing up Catwalk that it kind of forgoes long control, and lo and behold, 3 players from Falcons just barrel through uncontested. So the streak here for Falcons continues. 4 rounds at the end of the first half. Add in this pistol, we'll see what they can convert in the face of the NAVI force.
They did get tricked into dropping into beat, but because they had the cap push, it's just that the cap push died. They could have jumped back up if they wanted to. This grabs all the attention.
Got a scout fight queued up. Place your bets. Because now they know about one another, but still closing that gap are the Galils. And Wonderful, never given a chance to get back at m0NESY. Flash is meant to disrupt it all, but Aleksib gets flatlined quickly. You've got a player locked in, but fire at his feet. So very good protocols here for the Falcons to just make sure this round goes down nice and smooth. 2 members left of NAVI want nothing to do with these Galils, and so Falcons with a chance to pull ahead.
Mm-hmm. How are you feeling right now? Like that? This is I mean, obviously TeSS is 19-3.
Yeah,
we're getting into a second half, so we get to see if he's going to be a 2-way carry today as well. Does it feel like a Falcons close?
It never feels like a Falcons.
I know it never feels like a Falcons close is the thing.
But I'm ready for it because I don't want to see this kind of a performance get wasted.
Yeah.
19-3 is a bit wild. I like the certainty that they've come into the T side with.
They do have a high carbon footprint, though. Lots of waste. A lot of wasted maps, for sure. Carry performances. It's happened many times. Pulling ahead. Mikaze is 15-8 in his direct head-to-head against Kyosuke. Whoa. Super tied when they were Academy players.
Ooh, pulling a nade out with the Deagle in front of you. That's all good. Kyosuke, Kixend, they've got this one under wraps. Your measly pistols will find no success in this round. So Falcons really giving themselves the perfect start to the T side.
You know, that is a big deal, that head-to-head, especially when we try to figure out Inferno.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's Kyosuke on B. That's Kyosuke best Inferno player, as B-Trams pointed out so far in this year. And it was Mikaze who, you know, as an individual entry fragger, consistently happy to duel with him, oftentimes just outright winning.
Feels like whenever Mikaze is a part of the game too, like just with his impact as an entry as of late, certain teams where we always have to talk about that head-to-head on Banana, right? We get it with when they play Maus. Him versus Zershin in the same position. So being able to mute Mikaze's impact, no easy feat. They'll drop Kyosuke in this one. The only casualty for the Falcons as they pull ahead by 3 rounds, 9-6 over NAVI. Now technically a 7-round streak, but guns coming out for the defense. We'll see what it changes here as NAVI are hoping to get this game back under their own control. But you've got to find a way to put TeSeS on ice.
Blade sitting down at the most intense part of the series. Don't often see him taking a break.
There's an op advantage here for Wonderful as m0NESY remains on the scout. That $7,000 surplus, making this round a bit of a bonus for Falcons. So we'll see what kind of a dent they can put in NAVI if they're not able to just walk away with the win straight up. Quick long clash, but no overcommitment, and it is back to sizing up middle. No real challenge being offered here by NAVI, I find surprising. No pressure at any point. Really just letting Falcons do as they please until the minute mark. See if at any point Aleksib decides that he wants to try to pressure the long flank. He just got flashed into the long doors as we watch these utilities pop inside of middle, and he still hasn't opted to go all in on it, so they're just hoping to hold back Falcons here. And they will with 2. Bitten Emek comes sliding through with the crossfire, and that's bomb control at the bottom of middle. So Falcons tiptoe their way into the booby trap. Bit finds impact in this one. And that scout switching to the Galil, still enough time to cause problems. He could make a swing at this.
No time.
m0NESY looking for an upgrade or another kill to just soften up the economy, but it doesn't happen. NAVI just lean back and let Falcons come to them, which does, in the end, pay off.
I love how it's just immediately a lesson on how to defend against the thing that was working so well for them in the first half. The connections on mid-B, they just make it look so solid right here. Playing inside and outside of the doors with a quick rotation is there and ready, and Bit is in a super good position to defend against tunnels. No one's in an easy-to-kill spot.
Already out long, though. This is Falcons with a very different tempo. At the very least for the long takeover.
It's going to a more classic position, and when we look at the grenades, the scale, it's, you know, we got 2 more re-smokes potentially. They're, you know, fully prepared for this. They want to get into it. Wonderful also, though.
Good on him. No missed opportunity with that one.
5v4, I mean, it's, you know, NAVI know exactly what's coming. They're already working on the rotations. They have a man advantage.
TeSeS taking damage. Not yet able to soften up the bomb site. Nico tries to go through, will stuff one up close. And Wonderful still yet to strike down his second victim. TeSeS looking for his impact. You didn't kill him, you just softened him up, and that's not enough to stop him. Bomb is here on the ramp. TeSeS has got another. Kicks in into the kill feed. It's Bit from down underneath. Right there to stop it. His multi-kill with a quad kill as he comes alive in an important round, and NAVI closed that gap to just 1.
Ooh, that's the response to TeSeS. Somehow it felt like he was just finding the magic move after magic move. And it's an early 5v4 that gets turned on its head again by the guy who has just been doing unbelievable work here for the Falcons. But it's a clutch for a bit. That's what matters the most.
Man, it really felt like 40 health was still going to be enough for TeSeS.
Yeah, but his vision was obfuscated. It was so hard to take the duel that he wanted to. 21-5, and it's still just not enough. They wanted to remove him. They needed to clone him.
Money's gone for Falcons, banking on the m0NESY Scout as they try to rebuild the economy. We really can't separate these teams tonight, can we? But if it wasn't for this huge performance from TeSeS, I feel like we'd have a much different picture.
Yeah, pretty much the game would be over, it feels like. Again, even though Falcons are in the lead, it really wasn't the most convincing first half. It was just maybe 4 multi-kills to win rifles via one guy.
Makaze and Ime trying to set up this crossfire once more. Bit happy to just still play his B side alone, but there's nothing coming at him from tunnels. And
this is the A setup I like. This is more like the Spirit version, you know, where they normally it would be an op in the place of Aleksib here, but they just play both inside of long. They're fast rotations. A, they're not too far away from mid B, and their third player, who's Ima, can actually make sure they're still reinforced at mid. It's just more flexible. But not around Falcons are expecting to win, even though they're coming in forward with a plan.
Ime's got a shooting gallery in front of him. It's just the m0NESY Scout for the one. Bit gets out through the window to help out, and we've got that tied game guaranteed. 9 rounds all.
It's crazy how well NAVI are playing just overall. Since like that first half of Mirage, even in the second half of Mirage, Falcons made so many mistakes at that weird save round where they had all the AKs, didn't want to buy any grenades. That they won on an eco. After that, NAVI could have made a comeback there. In this game, it's just more consistency. Great looking team play. So, setups are just more solid. I'm going to say that outright.
Feels like the type of reliable Counter-Strike that could pull off the victory. And now they're starting to feel a little more confident, making a move here towards top middles. Ime is Kixan ready to hold this back. He's struggling throughout map 3. Oh, but that headshot's clean and right when he needs it. Makaze, though, could still go unnoticed. You can see the hesitation.
They molly tunnels.
Right? Just because they think there's somebody else out here. Well, now you found him. Wonderful gets active, and Makaze trying to make that move as well. They know there's a lot of pieces inside of middle for NAVI right now.
They can't move into B. They don't have the bomb.
It's their chance, though.
I mean, you're just going to have to protect the site.
So much presence towards mid. They think they've got to go for it, and Bit leaves a lot to be desired.
They still don't have the bomb, by the way. It's going to be running over, but...
Smoke grenade around the door from Makaze, layered on top of it. Flash goes over, he dives into the site. Aleksib's right here with him. Nico thinking about finding the flank timing. That Opper's not prepared. Nico, does he strike? Pushing through. Oh, Wonderful's able to catch him up close and personal. Finally, the bomb arrives. Awkward moment. They felt like they had to go towards B, I guess, but
yeah,
like you said, they just didn't have the bomb.
I know. It's like you can take the site with a bunch of guys. If no one's there, though, that's going to be incredibly suspicious if no one can plant, and you still have to keep the door smoked. You still have to keep the other team entertained or like push them back. And even with Bit dying in this way, they had things under control. Very awkward moment from Nico. What is this smoke? This is just a missed smoke? That was just outside by the window? It just went on forever. He was probably so confused. Whoa, we got a bark out of Bit. It's out of nowhere.
My favorite pop-offs. I mean, I think after his, his moment in that round.
They're gonna run into this. They heard the reload.
Trying to bait it out. Tech9s Big moment here for Falcons. They've lost that lead. They're going to just try to pounce and pop out. Makaze's got one full commit. Empty mag. Bits turn. Cuts off Kyosuke, but also loses the defender, and he wants more. Goes through, which offers up an opportunity to m0NESY, who seizes that chance. And now Nico's hands onto the M4. Man advantage Navi, but a retake needed inside of the B site. Missed Incendiary over top. They've still got a full wave of utility. And m0NESY opts to go P250 versus the window. Now the kit is inside of the bomb site.
They've got a bit of utility still to use.
So ready. If they just trade their way through the P250, this shouldn't be a problem. One kill at best here for m0NESY, you'd think. And a distraction served up, but now Nico's rifle strikes down none of those three. And Navi come through with majority still alive and an 11-9 score.
Yeah, at very least get the plant, but I mean, the Navi are just made of iron at the moment. Like, they don't look like they're going to lose when the retake comes in. They're not making the mistakes. And Falcons' mistakes, like, you'd have to take off your shoes to count on how many mistakes they've made so far in this series. It is a lot. Feels like some of the pauses have come in is just to, you know, keep hope alive, keep focus back. And the fogginess that seems to be apparent on this team, it's just sort of, don't know why it's happening today, and then this happens. Ooh.
What a round to find that timing. What a moment. Full guns back in Falcons' hands, and you clip Kyosuke climbing up the Xbox. Heavy cat presence here as well for Navi, just constantly staying on top of it at the moment. It feels like they can sense this victory as the looming threat from every direction stays on top of the Falcons. Navi no longer wasting their moments. 5v2, a comfortable place here in round 21. Nico's gonna forego bomb control. No, excuse me, scoops it up. And as he finds timing to walk out through middle, there is a chance that they unravel this B bomb site. This is highly unexpected of Nico to have made this move. Now he's gonna go for the smoke behind him. He needed to find a way to get that bomb into the site, because not even TeSeS can claw back that 1v4. Map and match points secured here by Navi.
They're just getting better and better. They just look so good. They're kind of showing exactly, you know, why they've won a tournament and this feeling that m0NESY said they would have coming into the match. Their presence is imposing in all of these rounds. Now they've got 3 rounds to play with. No op for Falcons to use.
So there's going to be 2 second halves in this series between Inferno and Dust2, where Navi switch sides and never look in the rearview mirror. 6-round CT streak at the moment, and yet again, Makaze will find one through the mid-smoke. Kyosuke barely stands.
And I think that's TeSeS with 5 deaths in a row. No one else stepping up to the plate.
And no shame on TeSeS's name tonight, because a lights-out performance on the first half had Falcons in this match.
He bought him time to help.
Switching over, he gets countered, and nobody else steps up to the task tonight.
We've seen the Falcons vlogs. They're even confused about the reasons that they lose. They don't know why it's happening. They want to be able to figure it out, but you know, they're going up against a team that they do have it figured out. They know what they can do.
This is not one of those series where there are blunders really from Falcons. Just cold-blooded killers on the side of Navi contain any sort of mid-play. And so we want consistency from Navi, and we've got it. Damn. They will not only qualify for Rotterdam, but on top of that, extend to what is now a 6-match win streak. And they will put the biggest trophy yet at the top of that list. The Falcons slain by Navi.
Can